What's going on, guys? I hope you guys are well. I hope everything's good wherever you guys are. Let's get this live stream kicking. I said I was going to do a live. Let's get going with this. How's it going, guys? How's it going? Long time no speak. Long time no speak, guys. What's going on? What's good? What is good in the hood? What is good, people? Where's everyone at? Where's everyone at? What's going on? What is going on, people? What is good? What's good? What's good, everyone in the house? How's it going? How is it going? Everybody good? Let's get this. Get your questions in, guys, and smash the like button. Get your questions in and smash the like button, guys. Get your questions in and smash that like button. Let's get going. Let's get going. What's good? What's good, people? You hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are staying safe. Guys, get those questions in, guys. Get those questions in. Get those questions in. All of you in the house, get those questions in. Salute, brother. What's going on, Ramiro Flores? I hope you're well. I hope you're well. Salute to you as well, brother. Salute to KJ in the house. What's going on, brother? I hope you're good. What's good? What is good? Everyone in the house, I hope you guys are well. Long time no speak. Let's get this. Let's get this cracking. Let's get this cracking. Um, guys, a lot's been going on in the boxing world. A lot's been going on. We've got a lot to catch up on. You know, there's beef between Floyd and Canelo. There's Javante Davis to talk about. There's Keith Thurman to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. And I'm here to discuss it with all you guys. All you guys. Get your questions in and smash that like button, guys. Get your questions in and smash the like button. Um, get those questions in, man. Get those questions in. Get those questions in, guys. The many questions are better. Yeah, so it looks like there's some beef between Canelo and Floyd at the minute. There's a lot of beef. Miguel, I'm struggling to get you in. You need to sort your connection out. I can't get you in. It's not letting me allow you in. I don't know what's up with Miguel's connection. It's always troublesome. Maybe it's the area. Okay, KJ says Conor Ben could fight Broner next. Yeah, that's a good fight. I like that fight. I like that Conor Ben fight with Adrian Broner. That's a good fight. It's not a bad fight. To be honest with you, I think yeah, I like that fight. I like that fight for Conor Ben. But I think Conor Ben needs to focus on. He needs to focus on Chris Algieri because that's not going to be an easy fight. Believe me, Chris Algieri can fight. Chris Algieri's only lost to Manny Pacquiao, Amir Khan, and Errol Spence. So yeah, I think he needs to focus on. I think he needs to focus on Chris Algieri because I have a feeling Chris Algieri can outbox Conor Ben, no problem. It's just whether Conor Ben can get to him because Chris Algieri can really fight. He's not a big puncher, but he can really fight. Former world champion outboxed Prodnikov, who was a monster, who was a beast, and he outboxed him. So yeah, this is going to be a tough fight for me. Guys, get your questions in. I'm waiting for your questions. Get more questions in. Where is everyone at? Get your questions in, guys. Get your questions in. Get your questions in, peeps. Salute to Canelo pound for pound. What's going on, brother? Canelo pound for pound. Salute number one. What's going on, brother? Get your questions in, guys. Keep getting your questions in and smash the like button. I'd appreciate if you get your questions in and smash the like button, guys. Let's get those questions in. I'm struggling to get you on, Miguel. I can't. It's not letting me allow you in. I think it's your connection. Get your questions in, guys. Get your questions in. Get your questions in. I'm waiting for you guys to get your questions in, guys. Let's get those questions in. Where's everyone gone today? Where's everyone gone? Where's everyone gone? There's not many people in the house. What is going on? Let's get those questions in, guys. Let's get those questions in. No questions. No questions. What's going on, people? What's going on? What is going on? No questions coming in. Waiting for you guys to get in the live stream. Where is everyone at? Where is everyone at? No one in the live stream. I don't know what's going on. Waiting for you guys. Waiting for you guys. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about Canelo Alvarez then and Floyd Mayweather's beef. It looks like there's something going on between them two. In terms of, Floyd had a go say that why don't our fighters get praised like Canelo does. What do you guys make? If Canelo becomes undisputed at 175, how great will his legacy be in your opinion? I think it'll be on another level. I think if Canelo becomes undisputed at 175, I don't think you can doubt his legacy. I don't think you can doubt his legacy would be second to none. Second to none. I think he'll be uncomparable, really. Yeah, I think his legacy. Floyd is just being salty. Yeah, he is. He's coming across it that way. I think he feels that. I think Floyd's the type of guy. Whenever he feels someone's a threat to his legacy, he acts like that. I think Floyd's had his day in the sun. Now it's Canelo's turn. I think Floyd needs to stop, criticizing Canelo because it doesn't look good from his part. It doesn't look good from his part. Guys, where is everyone? I don't understand. Where is everyone? Where is everyone? Is it because I come very late or what? People are not here. What's going on? What's going on? Miguel,
Hey,
can you hear me?
can you hear
Miguel?
me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Yes, I can
you.
hear you.
Yeah, I can.
Finally. I know you've been
Yeah, I
having
think your
problems
connection,
getting me.
something's up with your connection.
Yes. Honestly, I don't know what the hell is going on, but finally I got you in. Anyway,
Can you
talking
put
about Canelo.
is your phone, your volume's a bit low?
Oh, okay. Let me put it a little bit higher. How's that?
A
That
little bit
better?
better. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
Um,
Well, I saw your video earlier
yeah,
about the Floyd Canelo thing.
yeah, yeah.
And you said that he's not something about Floyd is not jealous of Canelo, which I
No,
think he is.
I don't think he's jealous in the sense that I don't. I think Floyd is worried. Do you know what I mean? I think he's the type of guy when he
What?
feels that someone's a threat to his legacy. Look, he said about Ali. He said Ali, Ali lost to somebody with 7-5. Floyd comes across very insecure.
Yeah, well, he is. The same token, I believe he's jealous of Canelo right now. Canelo has a spotlight, and I
Okay,
believe
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get what
you
you're
say what
saying.
I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah,
And because Floyd Mayweather right now, he's not in the spotlight anymore. He's
yeah.
scenes in a way he is, right? So I don't know why he's hating on Canelo. To be honest with you,
Mm.
he just dumped on him the other day too about using drugs, using steroids and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah. I
that.
saw that. I saw
Why,
that. Yeah, he went in. Yeah, he went in hard.
there's no reason for that. Honestly, what is he afraid of? Yeah, well, sure enough, he's probably afraid of his legacy, but Canelo's making his own, and Canelo doesn't say nothing about Floyd.
Yeah,
He just has respect for him.
yeah.
Even Canelo said himself when he lost against Floyd, you know, hey, that was my learning lesson, and what happened after that. Everybody knows, right? So
Mm,
so he has a lot of respect for Floyd. He doesn't, Canelo is a
mm,
gentleman, if you can see that.
mm,
Canelo never criticized anybody. He has no reason for that. He's making his
mm,
own regardless. A lot of people talk a lot of crap about him. I don't know why. Is it jealousy? Is it insecurity or what? He just was Canelo. right?
Mm,
As you know, his background came from from a poor family, you know,
mm,
and he has no reason to be jealous of anybody.
mm,
Okay, he's a very humble man,
mm,
and he has helped a lot of children in Mexico.
mm.
I don't know if you're aware of that he donated $1 million to
Yeah, I heard about that.
the cancer, yes, and also lately, about a few days back, I think it was last week, he helped another little girl, for to have his surgery done. That's
Mm,
about 600,000 pesos. That's quite a money over there per out. So he has helped
mm,
a lot of children.
mm,
He's not. His fame never got to his head. He's still a humble man and a very simple
mm.
guy. Sure, he has his luxuries and stuff like that, but still, he doesn't forget where he came from. You know.
Miguel,
Eh,
Floyd, he went
Go ahead.
really into like he ripped into Canelo the other day. Like, you know,
Yes.
it was really strange because he came out from nowhere and then he just like, how like he was just like talking normally. Then all of a sudden he just went into a rage. Like he went into like oh the guy's steroid. He said
Yes.
steroids, steroids,
Ex-
steroids, and then he said oh this guy's picking and choosing who he wants to fight. And then he
well,
goes like oh he's ducking
you know.
Benavides. He literally like, and he goes, "This guy's nothing. I fought this guy when I was almost 40 years old, and I cooked him." He goes, "Then you guys make this guy out to be this guy. I was an old man when I beat him, and I beat him easy." He went in. It's like it was he really he like there's some resentment there, like and it's strange because Floyd's never been that critical of Canelo. If you look at it, he's praised Canelo quite a bit. Oh, Canelo's this, Canelo's that. And Floyd, one thing about Floyd is that he always tries to praise his opponents because it makes his legacy look better. Do you understand? Because
I
Floyd is
understand that.
always like that. He's always been like that. Oh,
Right.
when he beats
Yeah.
somebody, he always tries to make them out that they're greater than what they are because it makes his legacy look better because he beat them. But now I feel like he feels that Canelo might be a threat to his legacy in the sense Canelo's getting to that level where people may in a couple of years time start comparing him to Floyd, you know?
Well, you just cannot compare one party to another. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
because let's be honest. I mean, Canelo is making his own. He
Yeah,
doesn't care
yeah,
what
yeah, I
Floyd
agree.
did in the past. Whatever Floyd did in the past that's his.
But
Now it's
Miguel,
the
that's what
present.
Floyd might be thinking though. I know you're saying
Yes,
that, but
exactly.
in Floyd's head, we don't know otherwise
Yeah,
why is he ripping Canelo then?
just to me, honestly, it's stupidity. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Okay, just leave it alone. You already did your thing. Let somebody else do it.
Yeah.
Why rag and Canelo for? What is the
Mm,
purpose behind it?
mm,
There's none. Nobody's.
mm,
I mean, everybody just they're just rolling their eyes. When the hell did that guy is saying that about Canelo? And he
mm,
knows fully well that Canelo tested negative after the hair follicles,
mm.
stuff like that. Okay, that's the I forgot the name of that. The convertible, something like that. Anyway, but
Compluto, yeah.
exactly. He tested negative after the hair follicle. You
Mm,
know, so it was not much into his body, and a lot. So just leave it alone. The past is the past. Now Canelo is in his future. This is present. Why is he so jealous about it? I wish he can tell us, but I'm pretty sure he's never gonna say nothing about that. Why is he jealous? Or why
mm,
is he ragging on Canelo? What
mm,
is the purpose? What is he gonna gain?
mm,
More press conference, more press, more attention? Is that what he wants? Because he's acting like a little brat, honestly.
mm,
You
mm.
know, let's grow up, dude. Just grow up and let it be what it is. See what I'm saying? Let's
Yeah,
let's talk
Miguel, do you remember
logical
when
here.
Floyd used to do that about Muhammad Ali as well? Because obviously people
What?
think Muhammad Ali is the
Yes.
greatest, and he used to say, "Oh, well,
Uh,
Muhammad Ali lost to a guy with 7 fights." He always tried to
s-
like make out why he was greater. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, the
Right,
public never ever thought Floyd was greater than Muhammad Ali. You know?
right. No, it's true, but nobody's invincible.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
yeah,
Nobody's invincible.
yeah,
You know, and I'm pretty sure Canelo, he's gonna lose one of these days or one of these years.
yeah,
But
yeah,
right now, he cannot be beat no matter what.
yeah. Mm,
And everybody says ducking Benavides, is the ducking Charlo, and ducking the. He's not ducking anybody. And the other thing,
mm,
why the other guys don't fight each other? Like I think I mentioned
yeah,
it to you a few months back. Neither
yeah.
one of those guys wants to lose their title. They want to remain champions no matter what. So that's why they
Mm,
don't fight each other.
mm,
And look what's going on right now. Everybody wants a payday for Canelo,
mm,
right? They're waiting for Canelo. Canelo says, "Who cares? I don't care. I'm moving on." If you want to follow me, move up and wait. Let's not let's be honest. And now says he want to fight. He wanted to fight the Canelo. He called out Canelo for this month to fight him. Please, you know, uh,
but
let's
here's the thing, Miguel. Like I said before, Floyd never used to really put down Canelo.
true,
So why all of a
true,
sudden now is he's changed? That's what I'm
exactly. I
asking
wish
you.
I wish you can answer. I wish we know what's
Mm,
in his head. You know, he's the only one who can answer that question, but I'm pretty sure he's never going to say
mm,
because he's too proud.
mm,
He's not going to say, because of jealousy. I'm pretty
mm,
sure he's not going to say that. Oh,
mm,
he's afraid of his legacy. Why is he afraid of his legacy? He already made his own.
mm,
Everybody's going to remember Floyd, just like
mm,
everybody's going to remember like Muhammad Ali. Everybody remembers Joe
mm,
Frazier.
mm,
Blah 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 blah. Right?
mm,
In boxing, right? So
mm,
now it's Canelo's turn. You know, 20 years from now, we're still going to remember Canelo, Floyd Mayweather, and Muhammad Ali.
mm.
You know, they're going to be there forever.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
don't I don't like it when like when champions like shit on other champions. Like I don't like
yes,
that because it's like it's not good, is it? It's not like even
no,
Marquez. Look at what Marquez said about Canelo. That Canelo can
exactly.
never be great.
You know,
Like
that's
Canelo's hated by a lot of Mexicans as well. You know.
exactly. No, I know that. I know I'm a Mexican myself.
Mm, mm,
And I don't know why a lot of Mexicans hate Canelo. Why? What is the reason? I just don't know. And Marquez, why is he? I mean, even Morales, even Barrera told him off. It's this. What is this? Even I don't know if you've heard of Finito Lopez.
yeah, yeah,
A
yeah,
flyweight. Yes,
yeah,
he even
yeah.
said
Great
in an
fight.
interview, says, "Why is he hating on Canelo? What is the purpose of that?" Just probably because
Because they're worried
he's
about they were great fighters
the,
in their day, and
yes,
when people are saying
yes.
Canelo's the greatest Mexican fighter, they get offended
Well,
by it because they think we
yeah.
were great. So why are people saying that this guy's the greatest Mexican
Well,
fighter? That's the
well,
only thing I can think of. Because why would Marquez say what he said?
true, right. It's just because he's just, I think jealousy. Period. Marquez, he was a good boxer. There's no doubt about it. He was an elite boxer. Lost a lot of fights, not a lot of fights,
Yeah.
but he lost fights, right? But he was good. But he had a good defense. But at the same token, he was getting hit a lot.
Mm.
If you notice that, he had a lot of cuts and all that by Pacquiao
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah. Yeah.
everybody
Yeah. Yeah.
else,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fortunately, he had a good chin too himself.
Yeah. He did have.
But
Yeah.
the
He
thing
had.
is, yeah. But the thing is, it just Mexicans, honestly, my race is we're like that. We just don't like nobody to succeed. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
We
Mm.
put him down if he succeeds. Why don't? I don't care if he makes millions of dollars or whatever. Why should be jealous? That's
Mm.
he worked for that like everybody else. You know,
Mm.
and like Canelo, his boxing is his lifestyle. It's his life. He puts a
Mm.
100% into that, and Marquez should know that. You know, And everybody, they're ready. I mean, they are, a lot of ex-boxers, ex-champions, even Julio Cesar Chavez, is telling about, Marquez, knock it off, you know, and even Chavez praises Canelo a lot,
Yeah, he does.
because
Yeah.
he's doing good for the boxing world, and even worldwide, to be honest with you, and
Mm.
Canelo is the face of boxing right now. I
Mm.
don't care what everybody says.
Yeah, without doubt. Yeah, with
And let's be
100%.
honest, he is.
Mm.
And Canelo is, to be honest with you, like you're well known. Yes, he is. If the Russians know who Canelo is, even the Filipinos knows who Canelo is. South
Do you think
America
he's as
knows
big
who
as Mike
Canelo is.
Tyson though?
It's just he's up there.
Like, you know how like Mike
He's
was known in the day, like Muhammad Ali. Do you think
Yeah,
he's as big as those
but
guys?
but but you know why? Because Canelo is known worldwide because of the social media that we have. Not when
Yeah,
Mike
yeah,
Tyson
yeah,
was out
yeah.
there.
You
See
could
what I'm
say that.
saying?
Yeah.
See, he can, he's up there. He's well known,
He's
you
big. Don't
know.
get me wrong, but like
Yeah.
when I look at like Mike Tyson, for example, even though Canelo for me is a better fighter than Mike Tyson, but I think I think Mike Tyson was an icon. Like there's like a
Oh,
difference, you know.
yes, yes.
I,
There's
I
no
look at
doubt
I
about
look at
that.
Canelo like a superstar, like a great fighter and stuff, but I don't
Exactly.
think he was an icon. He's not. I don't look at him as an icon. I look
Well,
at him as like even Manny Pacquiao, for example. Manny Pacquiao, you could say was an icon, but even Manny wasn't as big as Mike Tyson. Floyd wasn't as big
well,
as Mike Tyson.
yeah.
It,
But let's be honest with each other. The
oh
heavyweights
yeah, yeah, yeah. The
are
heavyweights,
well
yeah, yeah,
known.
yeah,
Are
yeah. Of
well
course, yeah,
known. You know what
yeah.
I'm
They are,
saying?
yeah,
Than
yeah,
the
yeah,
little weights, than the
yeah,
smaller
yeah. I
weights,
agree, I agree, I agree.
right?
There, yeah.
But now Canelo's
Heavyweights get more
get
they're more
get more
fame.
of the
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
exactly. Now
Mm.
Canelo's going up there,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
into the
yeah, yeah.
heavyweight thing. So he's not afraid of fighting with the Mokabu. Is that what his name is?
Yeah, Makabu, yeah,
Yeah,
cruiserweight, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, the cruiserweight. Yeah,
Do you
so
think
he's
he'll
gonna
go to
fight him without
heavyweight?
no. You know what? You never know about Canelo. Honestly,
Hmm.
you never know,
Do
right?
you think he could
Who would
fight
have thought?
Joshua?
Who, who would have thought that he was gonna go to the cruiserweight right away?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right? Nobody.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everybody was in shock. I was like, okay,
Hmm.
but will he fight Anthony Joshua? I don't know. But nothing is impossible for Canelo.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
so maybe not. It's a 50-50. He might go up to the heavyweights, but
Yeah.
I think what he wants to do, if I'm not mistaken, try out the cruiserweights, see how he goes with that, right?
Yeah.
Try that first, and then we go from there. And then he goes from there. So he feels comfortable going to heavyweights.
Hmm. Do you think he's gonna come back down to 175, or do you think he's gonna stay at cruiserweight?
You know what? I believe he's gonna come down to 175 to unify those titles.
Yeah.
To be the undisputed.
Hmm.
And that in that weight division. Why not? And then he might go to cruiserweight and maybe be the undisputed there too.
Hmm.
I,
Hmm.
I, I believe that will be. I think that's what's going to be his plan. To be honest with you,
Hmm. Hmm.
but you never know. But
I would like to see him come back to 175 and fight Beterbiev, fight
yes,
Bivol, those
yes,
guys.
those will be great fights with those with them.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I give him a good 60%, 70% chance of Canelo beating them, both of them,
yeah, yeah.
and be the undisputed champion in the light heavyweights.
What about Benavidez, Andrade, and Charlo? Do you want to see those
Uh,
fights?
well, let them fight each other.
Yeah.
And I don't know why everybody says stuck in Benavides. Benavides has nothing for Canelo to fight for, right? I
Hmm.
mean, Benavides, he he was his downfall in losing those titles in the
Yeah,
being
when he was
overweight,
champion.
right? Yeah, when he was champion, And also, he tested for cocaine too. Remember that?
Yeah.
He lost his titles because of that.
Mm,
So whose fault is that?
mm,
Now, if he had his titles, then Canelo will gonna go get those titles from him. Period.
mm,
Right? But now he's
mm.
not a champion. Canelo has. He's not a champion. He doesn't have a belt. Why should I go fight him? What is it for me? You know,
Mm.
he'd rather fight champions than Benavides or Charlo. If Charlo moves up in weight at 168, but I believe they don't want to move up.
Yeah.
Same thing with Andrade. He says he wants to fight Canelo. Well, move up. He'll be
Mm.
there. He's not running.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
my opinion on that. I don't.
I think I would prefer to see him fight at 175 now. He's already
Yes,
become unified. So I don't know whether
yes.
those Andre, Charlo, Benavides might move up to 175, but I
Well,
think
right
Andre and
now,
Charlo won't.
yeah, exactly. And I don't think they will move up to 168. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
will they?
Yeah. I, I definitely don't think they'll move up to 175. So I don't think
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Canelo fight happens. I don't know. I don't think
Yeah.
Canelo's gonna go back down to 168. That's just my
No,
opinion.
I think right now, if he feels comfortable at 175
Yeah.
and cruiserweight,
Mm.
he will. Because as you know, the older you get, the harder it is to make weight.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
in
For
boxing,
sure.
even with boxers,
Yeah. It gets hard. It gets
correct?
harder. It gets harder as you get older.
Yes,
It gets harder to make
yes,
weight. And Canelo, obviously, he doesn't want to go up to cruiserweight and come right down to 168. It's not good.
right,
No,
right,
look what happened to Roy Jones.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
But
So
right now, since Canelo's in his prime, he can move up in weight, and if he feels
yeah.
comfortable there, he's gonna stay there.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know, that's
Yeah.
that's, that's my take on that. Yeah,
I hope Canelo does fight at cruiser. Look, I don't know if he's gonna fight the big champions at cruiserweight. I think he might come down because I think this is more for him to try winning a belt at cruiserweight, so he can say he's a cruiserweight
right,
champion.
right,
I think
and
he'll try to at 175. He'll try to win, those
those
belts. But let's
to
see.
be the undisputed, right? But right now, I think he's trying. He's trying. He's gonna try new waters. Let me put it that way on the
Yeah.
cruiserweight. See how
Yeah.
it feels. Okay,
Yeah.
and I believe that's what it's gonna do. So see how if I feel good on cruiserweight, you never know. He might unify those titles too.
Yeah.
But
The only
you
problem
know,
is though, Miguel, I wouldn't want him to do what he did at 168 in the sense that fight all the 175-pound champions. I think those guys should fight each other, and then he like
true.
gets it easier. Because otherwise, you gotta realize is that's taking a lot of toll on Canelo to fight bigger guys and fight all three champions. That's not
Yeah.
good. They
No,
need to fight each other, so it makes it easier for him.
that
Or
that's
not
that's
easier
another
for
good
him. Obviously, you
idea.
got to earn becoming
Yeah,
undisputed. But the point I'm trying to make,
exactly.
I think, why is it that he's having to do all the work to clean out the whole division? Look, Plant won one
Right,
belt, and he had a chance to fight for three other belts, which Canelo had to win. Do you know what I mean?
right. Yeah.
So
Well, like
I
like
don't
I was
think,
telling you before, a lot of those, like Chilo and Andrade, just they want to be champions.
yeah,
They don't want to unify, right?
yeah,
If they lose their belt, then there's nothing for them, correct?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
For either one of them. Thing with Plant, he didn't want to go after the other champions. Why?
yeah,
And look what happened now. He got his what is it, 8 million, $10 million?
yeah,
He got a good payday.
yeah. He did.
He lost the title. So that's the way those people think. I believe.
Yeah,
Well, they could have done that alone quite a while ago to unify those
yeah.
titles. Look at how long they've been champions. Few
Mm.
years, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Just how are you doing, my man?
So
Just Oh,
Uh,
he's not in. Oh, he's struggling with connection. Jesus
okay.
came in, but I don't know where he's at. I don't think he can hear us. But yeah, so yeah,
Yeah.
Miguel. Basically, it looks like Ahmed's in. But yeah, it looks like it looks like Canelo will be moving up to a cruiser.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I can't. To be honest, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. How do you think he gets on with Makabu?
Well, I saw a video of Makabu.
Yeah,
He's a big dude. There's no
yeah, he
doubt
is. Yeah,
about it.
yeah,
He is a big dude,
yeah,
but he's slower than Canelo.
yeah, yeah,
So, but like I said, Canelo's gonna taste those waters. He's gonna try those waters up there and to see how his speed will take, or or whatever.
mm,
And I think Canelo will take him.
yeah,
I give him a 60% chance, Canelo, to win,
yeah,
either by decision or by stoppage.
yeah,
You know, but yeah, it's gonna do well, I believe.
yeah, yeah,
I don't lose faith on Canelo. I mean, he's a very determined guy.
yeah,
He trains. I mean, he trains. When he's gonna go after something, he's gonna go after.
yeah,
He's not gonna stop. You know,
yeah. I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that. Ahmed, what's
yeah.
going on?
How are you, Imran?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man.
How's it been?
Uh,
How you keeping?
I've been keeping good, man. A lot of interesting boxing news breaking through.
Yeah, a lot of
The
stuff. A
first-
lot of stuff. A lot of
no,
big news breaking through.
definitely.
Um,
Especially, I was very glad to hear about this Canelo no rehydration, catch weight, nothing. And it'll
yeah.
be really, I'll rate Canelo, man, if he pulls it off against Makabu, and that'll be a great win for him if he can do it.
Where do you think he goes after that?
I think he's got to go to. He must for his legacy. He's got to go to light heavyweight, and he's just got. All he's got to do is clean out that, and he's done. I mean, it'll be a wonderful career, and one which will really be like Floyd Mayweather's really, and people could say Canelo might have had a better career if he cleans out 175.
No one's been undisputed at two weights, have they?
No,
Yeah, so Canelo could do that,
It's true.
So
Yeah, he
Canelo
can
could
do
be
that.
aimed at.
He can do it. He can do it in those two divisions.
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
not?
yeah. Yeah, yeah, exactly, yeah.
See, so yeah, Canelo's very determined. Honestly, I never seen a boxer so determined to make his legacy. Doesn't care if he makes money or not. He wants to be out there. You know,
Yeah,
he wants to be in the record books. He wants to be remembered forever for the next 100 years.
yeah.
So Canelo, yeah, it's one of a kind. To be honest with you,
Yeah, he
you
definitely is.
know.
I have to agree. He's definitely one of the best out there right now. Oh, he's the best out there. What do you think, Miguel? I want to ask you, do you think Canelo could fight Usyk?
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Why not?
Mm,
He's the best, right?
yeah,
Canelo wants to fight the best, and he has the titles.
yeah.
He's gonna go for it if it comes to that. You know, and
Do you
and
think he
if
can
he
beat Usyk?
does, uh, you know what? I will give 50-50,
Yeah,
honestly, right now.
yeah,
But if that fight is made, then we'll see.
yeah,
Maybe it all depends, the preparation of Canelo, how he does in the cruiserweights,
yeah,
and stuff like that. And then we go from there. I
yeah,
will
yeah,
say right now 50-50,
yeah,
but Canelo just is from another world, to be honest with you. I never seen a fighter like that or a boxer coming up like this. This type of boxer is one. It comes once every 100 years, to be honest with you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It just he's a phenom, honestly. No
Let me
matter
ask
what
you a question,
everybody
Miguel.
says. Go ahead.
Who wins, Canelo Alvarez or Roy Jones in his prime?
Wow, that's a good question.
Yeah.
You know, and both of them is on his primes. I give a little edge to Jones on
You
the
give.
speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the speed,
He
and
was
I believe
bigger as
in
well,
the
wasn't
yeah, it's bigger. I will, yeah, I will give the edge to Roy Jones on that.
he? Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you make of Roy Jones?
Well, you know, I guess he took more than he can chew, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and he should have just retired when he had to. You know,
Yeah.
but he wanted to, I guess, put his own legacy there too, and look what happened.
He got knocked
Uh,
out a lot of times, didn't he, Miguel?
yes, exactly, he did. You know, and I think after the first knockout that he got, I think it says, you know what, he should just said, okay, enough.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just a pride, I believe, too much pride on him to quit, and
Yeah.
uh, and that's what happened when when you get too much pride in yourself and you don't realize
Yeah.
that you don't have it anymore. Just it's
Yeah. Yeah. I'd agree with
yeah,
you there. I think Roy should have quit a long time ago. Ahmed, what do you make of
yeah,
Canelo v Roy? Ahmed?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. I can hear you. Yeah. What did you make of
Yeah,
Canelo and Roy?
they're both phenomenal fighters. Both same mentality. Mentalities match. Both, Roy Jones left a great legacy. Started at 154, started at 154, all the way to
Yeah.
heavyweight. I mean, it's unmatched, and people have tried to do that, jump up weights. Bernard Bernard jumped from 160 to 175, but he realized how difficult it was jumping to light heavyweight. But he managed to do it because he was a great fighter as well. Canelo trying to do the same thing, and
Mm.
let's see if Canelo can pull it off the way Roy did.
If they fought prime for prime, who wins?
On the eye test, you've got to say Roy Jones, and it's just too much movement. And the thing with Roy, he had power. He had power that the fighters these days they've not got it to what you call it, get the respect of Canelo Alvarez and Roy Jones. He had amazing pop, punch power, movement, scale, make you look foolish, tremendous hand speed, and I think he'd beat Canelo.
Yeah.
yeah.
So go on, Miguel. What are you gonna say?
No, I agree with that. Like I said, I give it the edge to the Jones and their primes.
But like,
There's no doubt
like we
about
said,
that.
we can't pick many like that to beat Canelo. It's only like Roy Jones we can pick out. Just generally, other fights we have to think about it. But apart from Roy, you know what I mean. That just shows how Canelo's come on and he's doing tremendously well.
Rare Breed's in the house. What's going on, Rare Breed? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you guys doing?
All good, man. Rare Breed, I gotta come to you, right? I gotta come to you because Floyd's been acting a bit funny of late, man. I don't know what's gone off with Floyd. Like normally he's been quite good with Canelo, like, but all of a sudden he's kind of like changed. He's done a 360 and he's ripping into Canelo, like ripping into him. I don't know where this is coming from. Where do you think this is coming from, Rare Breed?
Um, so you're referring to when he said that he basically said that Canelo's easy work.
No, I think he said that why does Canelo get so much attention? And then he brought up the steroids issue, and then he said that why doesn't Javante Davis get the same praise as Canelo? And then he
Hmm.
said I was almost 50. What was he? He said I was sorry. He said I was 40 years of age when I cooked this guy.
Yeah, he did say that. Um,
What
so
do you make
that
of that?
that
Like, I
I
don't
did.
understand. Why do you think Floyd's saying all these things? I don't get it.
Look, Floyd definitely is a narcissist. He doesn't like
Yeah,
seeing other people, have it over him. But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he also, yeah, but he also probably gets
Do you
tired
think
of
he's
people not.
worried then? Do you think he's worried that Canelo's become a threat to him. Like, see, I've always looked at Floyd, right? I've always looked at Floyd like he always. I used to get irritated when he used to talk about Ali and say, "Oh, he lost to somebody with 7 fights and stuff." I just,
Yeah.
I just found that a bit like, right? Why? Okay, you're a great fighter. Floyd's an all-time great, but why is he trying to bring down Ali to make himself look great? I never really understood that, and I do agree with you that he does come across a narcissist for sure.
Yeah. Well, you know the thing about like really great people, if you notice, like in history,
Yeah,
they all have like things that are weird about them or wrong with them, like huge how would you say, like not defects, but like um
yeah,
let me give you an example. Michael
yeah,
Jackson, weird
yeah,
ass guy, but super super talented.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Um, Prince,
yeah.
Tom, even like I don't know if you probably don't watch American football, but Michael Jordan is like almost an asshole. Like he's super competitive to the point like everything is a competition to him. Like
Michael
those
Jordan
two,
was basketball player though.
yeah, he was. But I'm just like
Yeah,
if you know about his history, like he didn't get along with
yeah.
a lot of his teammates, and a lot of people didn't really like him because how competitive he was to a like
Right.
almost a
Okay.
fault. Yeah,
You mean he was
Floyd.
quite bullish on the court?
Yes, Floyd is like that. Like
Yeah.
people to be that great, you kind of have to be crazy a little bit.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah. Of
mean?
course, yeah, of course, yeah. You
So
have to
yeah,
be
that's Floyd.
crazy to be a boxer. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but like to be as dedicated and to be like
Yeah,
what Floyd was, you can't be a normal person.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So yeah, Floyd definitely has some faults, and I don't like it either. But they do ask Canelo about Floyd a lot. He always says that if we fought now, I would
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would
yeah. He
I
does
would
say that.
destroy
Yeah, yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah.
So Floyd probably takes offense to it, and that's why he's acting the way he is. Also,
Mm.
he views this. I think he views in his mind that Canelo is trying to take an easy route to get to beating 23 champions.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah, but
we're
can can can
Canelo's
I
at
jump into
18,
this?
right? Let me finish real quick. Canelo's at
Okay.
18 and Floyd is at 23.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Canelo, I mean, I'm thinking Floyd probably views him trying to get to 23 the easy way by beating up this unknown African guy, Hakuna Matata.
Mm.
All right, go ahead, Ro.
Go
You
on,
know,
Miguel.
you have to remember too that Floyd Mayweather also pick and choose whoever he wanted to fight. He also made it easy for him for his career, right?
Not
He's the
not
one.
not towards the end of his career, because when he fought
Well,
Canelo, that was considered an up and coming like prospect. It would be like
well,
if
yes, but
Crawford in 2 years from now fought Joran Ennis. That's similar to what Floyd did with Canelo.
A lot of
well,
people thought,
yes,
there was a lot of people that actually thought Canelo might beat Floyd.
Yeah, I
well,
mean,
At the
yeah,
time.
exactly. A
yeah,
lot of people did think he was like, oh, he this young hungry lion's gonna take Canelo out. He's got too much power. He's too big. He's too strong.
Yeah,
But
yeah, they were saying that. I know a lot of
no,
people now
this,
say, I know, because I remember my dad. I remember my dad before that fight happening. My dad said to me that a lot of people see, because my dad read, he read a news article, and in the news article, it was saying that this might be a step too far for Floyd Mayweather. He's fighting a young, hungry, big guy,
yeah,
and this might be a step too far. This might be the first time Floyd takes a loss. So a lot of people now say, oh, Floyd was heavily favored and Floyd was going to beat.
no,
I don't think at the time it was that one-sided as what people like. They certainly no one saw it the way it went. Like no one thought that Floyd was going to dominate the way he did in that fight.
look,
No way.
I know Floyd is an asshole, and it's hard for people to try to give him credit. But in the history of boxing, the young hungry lion usually takes out the old guy. Like for example, right now, I bet you Crawford does not want to fight Jerron Ennis. He's 23 years old right now, same age as Canelo.
Yeah,
If Crawford fought Jerron Ennis right now, who either would be a really really tough fight or he'll lose
yeah.
No,
It's
I disagree with that. I think Crawford would beat Ennis at the moment.
easily.
Not easily, but he'd beat Ennis at the moment. He'd find a way with that experience, and at this moment
Well,
in time, I think he'd get the better of Ennis.
Ennis has all the advantages over him physically. Like on top of that, they're both switch hitters. I don't know. That'd be. What do you think, Imran? Wouldn't that would be a tough fight for Crawford right now, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. Ennis looks something special, but I'm very high on Ennis. Like I think
Yeah.
the guy is really good, but the problem is like I said he'd beat Crawford, and some Ray who I talked to thinks he beat Crawford as well. But the problem is, it's like he hasn't really faced anybody at that kind of level, where it's
Yes.
kind of we're going off the eye test. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like, can we really say he beat someone as great as Crawford, going off what he's done so far? Because he's really just a prospect, really. So I don't know whether that would be fair for us to say he beats Crawford because of what he's done so far in his career.
Can
Yeah,
you
But
make
yeah, I,
the
I personally, if that fight was to happen, I might
yeah,
even lean
Imran?
towards Ennis. But I don't. I think it's not right, for us to
Yeah,
say
but
Ennis beats Crawford
couldn't you
because
make the same? Couldn't you make the same argument for Crawford recently that we've been basically using the eye test because he didn't have the
yeah,
best
yeah, yeah,
opposition at
yeah, yeah.
140.
But then he's
But
just knocked out Porter though.
yeah, but we always knew that he could do things like that. But we never
Yeah, yeah,
really knew
yeah,
because the opposition he was facing wasn't as good. Because let's
yeah.
be real, nobody
But
really
the
want to
thing
fight
is,
this
he's
guy.
done it now though. That's the thing. So
Yeah,
with Ennis, he's still unproven. At least Crawford
true.
was fighting like former world champions. He was fighting guys that at one point were relevant and they were
Yeah,
decent fighters. Whereas Ennis has fought nobody really. Like he's fought Sergey Lipnets, who was really past his best, and he fought Thomas Delorme, who really is a 140 pounder, if I'm not mistaken. So
Delorme
yeah,
did go 12 rounds with Stanionis. I'm high on Stanionis.
yeah, he's a good he's getting a lot of praise as well, isn't he, Stanionis? There's a lot of
Yeah,
people seem to think he's isn't he mandatory for someone.
Lithuanian.
Ugas, aren't they talking about him fighting Ugas?
Yeah, I feel bad for Ugas. He's like 36. He has to fight these young, hungry lions. He just wants the payday with a Spence fight, but it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. I felt bad for Ugas. But he got. I guess he got his payday against Manny though, didn't he?
I guess I'm not sure how much he made for that fight, but
All
hopefully,
right. He must have got good money
yeah.
though.
yeah. But
But
I
you know
think
what?
I
He
think
wanted to fight
a good
Manny
fight.
again, but Manny
Yeah,
retired.
yeah. I think Manny. Luckily for Manny, he didn't fight Spence since he fought Ugas instead.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
Spence
yeah,
would have hurt
yeah.
him
That
very
might have
bad.
been bad. Might have been bad for
Manny.
Manny going
But
on that.
Going back,
a good
going
fight
back to
for a good test for Ennis would be Butiev, the Russian.
Say that again.
Butiev,
Butiev.
yeah, the dude who just beat up Jamal James.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
That'd be
yeah,
a good test for Ennis.
yeah, going back to Ennis and comparing him to Crawford. Ennis is at the stage where Crawford was at 135. So Ennis has to, go up 2, 3 weight divisions and that to be compared to like Crawford, if you think about it.
Yeah.
No,
So
but
he's at that stage now
Mm.
where Crawford was at 135 fighting. Was it in Dong? No, in Dong.
why not
One
Ennis
down
fight Virgil
Gamboa.
Ortiz?
Who?
Yeah, that's it.
Virgil?
Virgil
Virgil
Ortiz.
Virgil's with Golden Boy. I don't think and for Ennis is down to fight Virgil, but Virgil said that we should take the old guys out first and then fight each other. Like basically, I
Or
guess
is
he
it
wants
trying
to
to build
marinate.
it up? Trying to build it up,
Yeah. But
which is
Ennis
fair.
Ennis is willing to fight anybody from like his own words.
But the thing is with Ennis, the thing is with Virgil Ortiz has got a bit of a bigger name than Ennis. Like
Yes, he does.
although most people in the trade think Ennis is better than Ortiz, but
Yeah.
Virgil Ortiz has got a bit more name, like in terms of his profile, it's a bit bigger.
Yeah, because for one, he has a bigger fan base because he's Mexican, and
Yeah,
two, it's easier for him to get fights because I'll be honest with you, I think people view him as more beatable than Ennis.
yeah, 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 yeah. I'd
So
agree with that. I'd
that's
I'd
why.
I'd definitely agree with that. Yeah. What I want to ask you, Rare Breed, because obviously you're a Floyd fan. Floyd. How do you think he's pushing Javante Davis's career? I think it's a shambles. By the way, what's going on with Javante? Like I don't. What is going on with Javante?
I think he's moving it fine. I mean, I want him to move a little bit quicker, but let's say he gets the Ryan Garcia fight next year, and
Yeah.
and maybe Cambosa before that. Like Tank will be right on track, wouldn't you
Yeah,
say?
yeah. But I think the thing is, I don't know where they're heading though. I don't quite understand the direction. Like they pick they
Yeah.
so they were gonna fight Rolando. The Isaac Cruz was probably better than Rolando Romero, but they were initially
Yeah.
gonna fight Rolando Romero, and then they now I don't understand. I just feel like it's
I
time
think.
for Javante
Yeah.
Davis to fight like Lomachenko or someone like that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the Cruz fight will, as time moves on, we're gonna view that as a good win for Tank because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think Cruz is
definitely.
better
But
than
what do
people
you
think
make
he
of
is.
people saying that Cruz got robbed?
No, he didn't get robbed. It was a close fight,
Yeah, it was
definitely
close.
closer
Yeah,
than.
yeah, yeah.
See, the thing about human beings is when we not naturally want the underdog to win.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
if it's semi close, people are gonna say the underdog won. If
yeah.
Canelo would have, if he would have went 12 rounds with Caleb Plant, a lot of the people who don't like Canelo would have said that Caleb won or he got robbed. Trust me. That's just how people are. If especially when they view you as the establishment, which is what Floyd, the money team, and they're the establishment. Cruz is the poor kid from
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
slum fighting the
yeah.
big corporation. So that's how it is. But
I,
I
I
think
want to
I thought
see
Tank
I want
won.
to see Javante fight Ryan. I want to see Javante fight Cambosis. I think that Javante. I reckon if they were smart, right, they need to go and make that fight because Cambosis isn't a big puncher. He could
No,
outwork Tank because he is fast and he's got hands on him and he's quick. But if
yeah,
I was Javante Davis, I'd be trying to make that fight because he could be get. Thing is, I don't know whether Javante wants to fight Haney though. I don't know.
he wants to
Or
fight
whether
everybody, but he doesn't make the decisions in that camp.
no, no. What I mean, not Javante. I mean like Floyd. I don't know whether they want to put him in with someone like Haney at this point.
I don't think they care about belts. They
Oh, is
care
it?
about they care about making money and things like that. um, if they fight, because they don't want to fight in Australia, I do know that.
Yeah, they wouldn't. They wouldn't. Yeah, they wouldn't. No way.
If they
No way.
pay Kambosa enough money, they might convince him to come to America. Who knows? Because I
Yeah.
mean, Kambosa, he's probably trying to cash out, and who
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
blame him?
Yeah.
The Tank fight is
Yeah.
definitely more lucrative than Haney, even though Haney is the more legacy fight. But what if he gets destroyed by Haney, like, and then
Yeah. Yeah.
I
He
mean,
loses that
at least with
opportunity.
Tank,
Yeah. Yeah. What? How do
at
you
least
see
with,
that one? Cambosis and Haney.
um, I think Devin would outbox him,
Yeah.
but I don't underestimate George. I will say this: Devin's not going to fight him the way he fought what's his name, the
Tio.
last two guys, Jojo Diaz and
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Barrios,
Yeah. Yeah.
because if you watch those two fights, he was on the front foot trying to get those guys out of there
Yeah.
because he listens to the critics that say he's a boring fighter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
if he could have made that fight a lot easier if he wanted to, but people would call him boring. I mean, those people they already don't like you anyways, Devin. Do what you do.
Yeah. 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 Thing is with Haney, he comes across as like a throwback fighter, fight anybody. Like he wants to
Yeah,
fight
yeah,
all these guys, but feels like he's not getting the fights. A bit like Andre, he's just not
yeah.
getting those fights. You know what I mean? But I think he will get those fights because I don't think it's like Andre. It will be like Andre, but um, I want to
Yeah, just
see
gotta
I want
make
to see
yourself
Haney get the Cambosos fight.
yeah, you just gotta make yourself an attraction and then people will have to fight you.
It's crazy because Haney, right? You'd have to say that Javante is a bigger star than Haney. Ryan
By far.
Garcia is a bigger star than Haney, right?
Yep.
And really, if you look at it, Haney might be better than all of them. We just don't know.
Yeah.
I
Tank
definitely
is a
think
toss
Haney's
up.
better than Garcia,
Yes.
but some people think
Ryan
Garcia's very
Ryan
good.
though is very talented physically. Kinda like T.O., he's got power and speed. But his
Yeah.
boxing skills to me are
Who
they're average.
who Garcia's?
Yeah. He just hits
Yeah.
really hard and he's fast, which that could take you a long way in boxing, but when you meet the elite guys that doesn't work. You need something else.
Yeah. What about his chin?
Uh, well, I mean, if you let Ryan Campbell knock you down, I mean, what will Tank do to you?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
or
That's
whatever
what I
Luke
mean.
Campbell.
I think, and a lot of people say, well, he wasn't hurt bad. I know Luke Campbell because Luke Campbell's from the UK, and I've been following. Luke Campbell's not a big puncher.
No.
He's never been a big puncher. He's more of a boxer, gold medalist. He's more of a boxer. He likes to box. The typical amateur style.
Yep.
Yeah, that's Luke Campbell for you. He's not. He lacks killer instinct. He doesn't have that killer instinct.
Yeah.
If that was a more killer, if that it was a guy with more killer instinct in there, it would knock Garcia out.
Yep. Or more durability.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, more heart.
yeah, exactly. So, and Garcia was hurt bad. That wasn't a flash knockdown. That was a hard knockdown. He went down hard in that fight.
Yeah. I think he's traumatized by that knockdown. He's got a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah,
But that's the part of what makes a great fighter, that mental toughness. I don't think he has that. I don't think
yeah,
Tio has that.
yeah,
That's Tio's biggest problem. Also, that was so amateurish what he did with Cambosa, just you know, trying to knock him out in the first round like he's fighting a bum, which is what he treated Cambosa, and he got his just desserts.
yeah. What did
But
you make of Tio's performance? What do you make? That was bizarre.
he did everything wrong and still almost got Cambosa out of there, which shows you how talented Tio is.
Yeah,
Yeah. So he needs a better game plan. I mean, if he'd have used the jab, set up his shots better, been more patient, he would have won that fight.
yeah,
Because hard work beats talent. But um, Tio is way more talented than Cambosa, at least naturally, physically.
yeah,
So all he just had to make a minor adjustments and he wins that fight. But that's old news now, so it's time to move on. Um,
yeah,
he, he needs a new trainer, but he's too loyal to his dad, which is understandable.
yeah. A lot of people are saying that he needs a new trainer because
Reynoso,
his dad really, to be honest with you, his dad was talking about like
man's a
I
hype
don't
man.
know, his dad was acting strange, to be honest with you.
He
Um,
can be in his corner. I mean, is there nothing wrong with having like two guys in the corner? Um, I think I remember Roger and his dad being there for Floyd. I'm not sure, but he needs like a real trainer, like a Eddie Reynoso. And watch Canelo in camp. See, because Canelo's very professional, and you know, I think he needs that
yeah,
role
I
model.
do, I do. His dad, there was no advice in the corner.
Nope.
That's no good. You need proper advice. From somebody that knows their boxing, because otherwise, yeah, that was poor, man. That was really poor. I think his dad let him down. His dad definitely let him down. To be honest with you, in that corner, his son
Yeah.
needed his help, and yeah, I don't think he really, um, yeah, I think he needed better advice. Personally, that's just my opinion, and I don't think he got it. To be honest with you, I don't
Yeah,
think
you're
he got
right.
it. What do you think, Rare Breed?
Yeah, he's a hype man. He's not a real trainer.
Yeah.
What are you doing,
I'd have
bro?
to
Why you?
say that again.
It was funny.
Steven's in the house. Steven, what's going on?
What's good, Chad? What's good? What's good, Imran? What's what's
All
what's
good,
crack?
man. All good. Great having you on, man.
Yeah, glad to be here.
We've got Rare Breed and Miguel. We've been talking. You know what? We were talking about Floyd. We were talking about Floyd initially, and then we went on to
Uh-huh.
Tio. Then we went on to like Cambosis. We talking about a lot of stuff. But I want to ask you about initially what we started off with. Yo, Floyd's been
Hmm.
talking crazy about Canelo. He's been going in hard on Canelo. He's been ripping
Hmm.
Canelo hard. What
Yeah.
have you made of the
Yeah.
comments?
Well, I think most of it is intertwined with jealousy. There's a tad bit of envy right now. Floyd not being able to compete. He's seeing a form or shadow of himself that's Canelo. He's seeing Canelo shine, and it's quite a bitter pill to swallow for him. So he like I've always said, man, heavy is the head that wears a crown. Canelo's
Yeah.
the king right now. And he's gonna get scrutinized, and believe you me, he ain't just getting scrutinized from Floyd. He getting scrutinized from a lot of former champs. Everybody's dissecting his career. But with Floyd's case, man, I think Floyd is kind of, I struggle to see the logic in it. I struggle to see the method to his madness. It seems like it's more madness than method. So mythology. So I just think he just, he's bitter right now.
And then he started talking about Gervonta. He said Gervonta should get as much credit as Canelo. Because why doesn't Gervonta get? You guys praise Canelo, but you don't give Gervonta the same credit. But does Gervonta deserve the same credit?
Well, no, not at this stage. No, I wouldn't say he deserves a fraction of the credit that Canelo's getting right now, because Canelo's tried and true. He's been through several different weight classes. He's performed well, and some would say even dominated in most of those weight classes. So he's earned. You get to a point as a pugilist, as a boxer, to where you earn your stripes. And what I'm saying, he put in that work, man. He put in that work, man. And Canelo is to be respected in that fashion. I don't think that Gervonta's career at this point, I don't think he's worthy of that praise, of the same praise. You have to think about it. There's levels to everything, and at this point, Gervonta Tank Davis, he's on a lower level than Canelo, so no, he shouldn't be. And this is what I was looking at too, Imran. Every time Floyd is conducting any type of feedback or any type of analysis on the state of boxing or his fighters or his promotions, he always seems to segue back to himself. And that to me
I
is,
agree. I see that. A lot
yeah,
of
yeah,
people see that.
yeah. I mean, it's like, man, how can you call yourself a promoter when you still have the heart of a fighter? If you still feel that way, man, you might as well go and compete, man. Everything ain't about Floyd. Floyd is he's come and he's gone. Is he a great? Yes. Some people hail him as the best to ever do it, but
Yeah.
his time has come and gone, man. Stop all that talk, man. We don't want to hear about your career and who's jealous of you. I mean, people ain't thinking about you, man. People were thinking about Gervonta and Isaac Cruz. That's who they were thinking about. They weren't tuning in to hear about your exploits.
Stephen, I'm gonna ask you and Rare Breed this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like it? Do you like it when the fact that Floyd said about Ali that how can Ali be greater than me? Ali lost to somebody that had 7 fights, right? I've seen
Mm-hmm.
Floyd say that several times. He goes, I've
Mm-hmm.
beaten more champions than Ali and Sugar Ray Robinson and all these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think Floyd tries to diminish others to make himself
Oh,
look better?
because Floyd, man, see, Floyd has the personality of a narcissist. He has a personality, and you know what? I'm saying this in all fairness. I'm not saying it to blast him or to ridicule Floyd for no good reason. I love all boxers, but Floyd seems to have the psychology, the psyche of somebody who struggles from narcissism. He, and this is one of the key points I want to make with Floyd. Floyd, he compares, I mean, he's saying that he's better than all these greats, this, that, and the third. But Floyd, if you take a look, if you really were to dissect his career, he strategically maneuvered his way to undefeated career, meaning that he took the fights. Don't get me wrong, he took every fight that he should have, but he took it when it was the opportune time for him. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
He took every fight and he maneuvered. He wasn't a pure warrior. See, Ali, Ray Leonard, all those guys, Ray Robinson, those dudes were killers. They were
Yeah.
killers. They fought all comers and they didn't care about the time. They didn't say, hey, I'm gonna wait until this dude is 40 years old to fight him. They fought right then and there. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. And that's why we endear those people like that. That's why we endear those boxers. That's why everybody love Ali and them. Because they fought whoever, whenever. Not like Floyd. And again, I know there's a lot of Floyd fans and a lot of people are passionate about him. I'm not saying these things to taint his legacy. I'm just saying these things in a non-biased, just me looking around. And if you really want to be, my feelings about Canelo. I think they're two of the same. I think Floyd he's ridiculing Canelo, and Canelo's doing much of the same thing. He's fighting everybody that he thinks he should fight, and it's a lot of strategy. It's a lot of strategical work in both of their careers. I think both of their careers are parallel in a sense. If you look at it that way, would you agree?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nope.
They both do what. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
No, I disagree on one thing. Maybe towards the end of Floyd's career, it was strategic, but the beginning of Floyd's career, when the Pretty Boy money phase, it was not strategic. He was fighting everybody, and on top of that, people were avoiding him. Um,
But
Mosley Mosley want nothing to do with Pretty Boy Floyd. A lot of the guys didn't, so I disagree with
yeah, I
that.
mean, but here's the thing about Mosley. Mosley was frying people. They were in two different weight classes back then, and Mosley was on
Mm.
a Mosley Sugar Shane Mosley at that time. He was a straight for real killer, man. He was a beast in the field, and I don't think to be honest with you, I don't think that Floyd was even. I don't think he was. I think Shane would have hurt Floyd back then. That's when Shane was on that juice. He was on that good old juice, and he was doing everything. But here's the thing, too, man. It's not a matter of when he did the strategical movement maneuvering. Is the fact that he did. You know what I'm saying? It was the fact that he did. So they are alike. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter when he did it. To me,
Okay, but even with the strategical moves, he still fought better competition than Canelo.
um,
Yeah,
Well,
he did.
you've got Canelo still got a fight Bivol Beterbiev, so that will add to his
Yeah,
legacy.
yeah. If he fights them, that's a big if.
But
And
if
there'll
he
be big.
does fight them and beat them,
You can't.
that's a big that would be
You can't
big.
just
That'd be
yeah. You
huge.
can't just project. You can't just project those wins on his resume. Like
Oh
he has
no,
to
no.
actually fight these guys.
I'm saying if that those would be phenomenal wins, but we have to wait and see. Like you say, you can't just project them. Plus, that you don't know if he wins those fights as well.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
See,
Remember when?
go ahead. Sorry about that.
go on, Rare Breed.
Where you go, Reverie? Come on back, man. Let's talk turkey, man.
Go on,
Can you hear
Steven. I
me?
think. Yeah, I can hear you. Can hear you.
Okay, so remember when Tank moved up to 140 to fight Barrios
Yep.
for that belt?
Yep.
It's to me that's kind of similar to what Canelo's doing with M'Baku. Even though M'Baku's a real belt holder,
Yeah.
you pick the weakest champion up, and then you move up to fight him, and then try to take credit that, oh look, I moved up to a higher weight class and I beat a champion. Like it's
You know
like
what,
a
man?
But Rebreed,
You know
are
what,
you
dude?
not happy that Canelo's not doing this catch weight and rehydration clause on Makabu? That's good news, though, isn't it? Like,
neither, that's good, but neither did Tank. So same thing to me.
Hey man, I gotta be honest with you. I gotta agree with you, man. I mean, if you ain't said nothing that was true, man, you just said everything that was true right there. Because it's the same thing. You know, man, I've been I've been bitter ever since I heard about this Makabu fight, man. I mean, I'm like, man, you just gonna skip over Dimitri and Baturviev. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can just gonna skip right over them. And you know, I don't care, man. I don't care who don't like me for saying it. It's the truth, man. It's the truth. And it's the same thing that Floyd and them are doing, that Floyd and them are doing with Javante with that Barrios fight. It's the same exact thing. So how can he fix his mouth to say anything about Canelo when he doing the same thing? I'm telling you, man. Listen. I'm telling you, they the same. They two of the same people, man. I'm telling you. I've been saying it. Y'all don't have to listen to me, but I'm telling you, Floyd and Canelo, they have the same mentality. They got the same exact mentality, dude.
Except though, remember when Maidana destroyed Adrian Broner?
Yeah.
People, you know what people were saying at that time? Oh, like, okay, like Floyd, you gonna fight Maidana? People were asking for that fight because they figured, oh, he just beat the loudmouth AB. Now it's time to beat his daddy, Floyd, another loudmouth. So people want Maidana to shut him up too. Floyd gave the people what they wanted. He gave them those fights.
But he gave him the fight at the. But he gave him that fight at the. Go ahead.
What?
He gave him that fight at the. Yeah, he gave him that fight after he seen what Floyd, what Maidana did to Broner. He sized him up. That's what I'm saying. It's all strategical. Look, man, I ain't mad at him.
Guys, here's the thing about that fight. If I'm not mistaken, Floyd Mayweather put out a poll, right? He put out a poll of who he wants to fight, Amir Khan or Maidana, and his own fans picked Khan. And yet he still went with Maidana. So his own fans didn't want him to fight Maidana. They wanted him to fight Khan. So I didn't quite understand that. Why put that poll out?
I disagree with that.
He made himself look bad. He made himself look bad, in my opinion.
I think, no, that's because Amir has more fans than Maidana. Amir Khan has a huge fan base because he's a Muslim boxer or an Arab boxer, and there's not too many of them, so they're gonna.
That's true. Yeah, you got a good point. Yeah.
But still, you know, Amir had more. If he had more fans and Floyd's the money man, he should have took that fight. But that's what I'm saying. It's, you know,
Steven, didn't Khan beat Maidana as well?
Yeah, he beat him. Yeah.
So
I would argue that Floyd fought tougher people than Amir Khan.
Yeah, he did. Of course he did. He fought Miguel Cotto, who was an all-time great. He fought. But the fact is, that's not how. For me, Floyd didn't want to fight Khan because his style was a problem. Do you understand? Styles make fights at top. Of course, did Floyd fight better fighters than Khan? Of course he did. He fought De La Hoya. These are legends. He fought Cotto, of course. But Khan's style was a horrible style for Floyd. That's what I think. I'm not saying that Floyd wouldn't have beat him. I think Floyd would have won the fight, right? But the fact is that I think Floyd didn't want to take that fight because stylistically he thought that's a dangerous fight. That's what I think anyway. I don't know what you think, Stephen. I don't know what you think.
No. Yeah. I agree with you. Right. I agree with 100%. And here's the thing, man. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. And Floyd's a hypocrite, man. He's a you can't say anything about Canelo. You really can't, man. You can't say anything about Canelo when you taught him the game. You made
but
Canelo.
He can't. He whooped his ass.
Oh man, that's man. I don't know how to feel about that because Canelo was real green in his career. He was I know he had a lot of fights at that point, but still Mayweather is pretty much old enough to be. He's almost old enough to be Canelo's father, and he had a lot of experience.
If he was hold up, Canelo's 31, Floyd is 45 right now. He would have to be like 15 or 14 when he had him. But either way, or 13.
You can
Either
have
way,
kids when you're 14. You can,
unfortunately,
as long as you can come, as long as you can spit that good old nut. Yeah.
what was I about to say? But look, you watch boxing long enough. You know, in the history of boxing, the older fighter usually loses to the young, hungry lion. For example, we were talking about earlier. If Jaron Ennis were to fight Crawford at 36, you think Crawford is beating Jaron Ennis? Nope.
No, I don't think so.
Exactly. Also, Canelo was 42-0. He had beaten Shane Mosley, and I believe he had beaten Cotto at that point. So he was
No,
young, but he was
He fought Cotto after Mayweather.
okay.
Well,
Hold
after.
on,
He
right
did
back.
beat Mosley. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he had
But
beat Mosley, but Mosley was shot to bits at that point. He was
they
old.
probably thought Floyd was going to be shot to bits, but Floyd is a different breed.
Yeah. Floyd
No
was but at that point Floyd was the best fighter in the world. So
yeah, well, most 36-year-olds.
I don't really. It's hard to say because Floyd was the best pound for pound fighter in the world when Canelo fought him. So it's hard to say that he was past his best when he's the best in the world. And remember, at that time there was a lot of good fighters at Rare Breed. There was Andre Ward, there was Pacquiao, there was a lot of other great. There was a lot of other great fighters around. It's not like this era. Floyd was considered the best at that point. So I don't know how to feel about that because I think he was the best. You know what I mean, at that point. So I don't know whether you could say. I don't know whether you could say that. That. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel on that, Rare Breed, because I think Floyd was the best at that point. Still.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Triple G was around. He was a See, Floyd was kind of like people wanted Floyd to lose really badly. So they wanted him to take fights like a Triple G fight. Like a lot of people were talking about Golovkin.
Ridiculous.
Because they wanted him to, but Golovkin was willing to come down to 154 for Floyd, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how badly Floyd would outbox Triple G, especially a drained one?
Yeah,
he's already slow.
I don't like. I wouldn't have liked that fight, to be honest with you. I think he would have. I think Floyd. Yeah, that's no good.
He's slow.
I don't think Floyd would have beaten him at 160 though.
No, Floyd's not going to 160. I don't even know if he walks around 160.
Yeah, that would be a horrible fight. That'd be a horrible fight. It's too big.
Guys,
Floyd,
what about?
Yeah, Floyd would be too small in that fight. But
Guys,
it was kind of like with Floyd, like 147 was probably. I think Floyd said the other day that I've never been undisputed, but I've held 5 titles at one time.
Yep.
So he was a unified champion at 154, and he held 3 titles at welterweight.
Yeah. So some people think we should put Canelo over Floyd because Canelo went undisputed.
No,
I don't know about that.
Who said that? Who said that?
I guess it was a Canelo fan. I can't take him seriously. I mean, I understand being a fan of your fighter, but let's be real.
No, you can't be that just because someone's not been undisputed doesn't mean that they. So does that mean Josh Taylor's greater than Floyd as well because he's undisputed and Floyd's not?
Yeah. If Canelo wipes out 175 and goes undisputed there, okay, then we can have a discussion about him.
Yeah, that would be serious. Then that you're talking about. We're talking about something special there. If he beats, that would be something else. If he can
Matter
do that.
of fact, yeah, we need to start talking about Crawford if he goes undisputed at 147 because he would have went undisputed in 2 weight classes as well, and I think he can win a belt at 154 too. I'd have him beat Charlo right now, Mel.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Steven won't agree with you there. Steven,
was that?
Rare Breed says that Crawford would beat Jamel.
Nah.
At 154, yep.
Nah.
Mel can't box. Mel can't box.
Mel got them things, man. Mel got them things. Mel a lot bigger, a lot stronger. Terrence Bud Crawford, he kind of chinny to begin with. He was getting whooped.
But
He got whooped. He got whooped the whole fight by Sean Porter. He pulled a rabbit out of his hat, ended up with the lucky knockout. His pop stopped
Sean,
the fight. He should have lost that fight. And he got no business at all, with Jamel. Jamel a straight gangster, man. He's a straight killer, man.
yeah, but
No, I think
Sean don't have the same style as Mel, and Mel's a counterpuncher, so he doesn't have the kind of volume that Sean would give Crawford trouble with. That's my opinion.
Mel is physically imposing. He's physically strong, significantly stronger than Sean Porter. He cracks. Sean Porter's punch compared to Jamel's punch is like a pill getting hit with a pillow, as opposed to being hit by a donkey.
but look how quick Terrence got Cal Brook out of there, quicker than Triple G, quicker than Errol Spence. I don't think Jamel Charlo could get, if he put a timer on, I don't think he'd get Cal Brook out of there quicker than what Terrence Crawford
yes,
did.
he would. No. One thing about Mel, I'm not high on the skills Mel can punch.
He would
Yes, he
destroy
would.
Kell Brook.
That's going
Especially that washed up version of Kell Brook.
No,
Jamel
but Cal Brook
Charlo would destroy that.
Cal Brook,
Trust me.
Cal Brook would have taken him. Cal Brook would have taken Jamel past 6 rounds.
Not that Kell Brook. Not that Kell Brook. No way.
Nah.
Not that washed up Kell Brook, man. Kell Brook got knocked out by a jab.
Yeah, but he was against Crawford, man. Crawford's got abilities.
He was out. No, but still, he was out with a jab. He was out with a jab. You can't say that.
No, but you guys might change your tune if Cal Brook knocks Amir Khan now. Then you'll all.
Yeah, but Amir Khan's past his best as well.
No, I know.
So he might knock Amir Khan out, but Amir. What I'm saying is that they're both past their best, aren't they? They're not in their primes.
No, I'm just going past who stopped who quicker. And that's what I'm talking about.
So no. So okay. So but why don't? But how is that gonna say? But what's Amir Khan got to do with Jamel Charlo? Because Jamel Charlo would knock Amir Khan out in 1 or 2 rounds as well.
No, what I'm saying is you're saying Kell Brook is so bad and so finished, washed up, and I'm just saying he's not. Believe me, he's not all that finished. He is past his prime, but the way like everybody's saying he's washed up. I don't think it's so. It was more to do with.
So okay. Let's put it this way then, Ahmed. If Errol Spence fought the version, if Errol Spence at his best fought the version that Terrence Crawford fought, how do you see that fight playing out?
Errol Spence 8-9 rounds.
I don't know, man. Errol Spence got him out in 8-9 rounds when he was in his prime.
No, it was 11th round.
No, but it was what I mean is around the same time, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but he suffered the big loss against Golovkin, innit? That was in the back of his mind.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, okay, so then when Crawford fought him, he had suffered the losses against Golovkin and Spence, and he was inactive, and he hadn't made welterweight for 2.5 years. Imagine what Crawford faced when he fought Spence.
No, I know, but the punch that Crawford hits Kell Brook with was, I know it seemed like a jab, but there was a lot of power behind that.
Oh, how you know?
It was a shot that Kell Brook didn't see. Believe it or not, it was a shot that Kell Brook didn't see. And honestly, that's how it was timed.
Ahmed, the reason why I didn't see that is because his left eye is broken.
Yeah. No, obviously you could see at least that much. They wouldn't let him fight if that was the case. But I'm just saying the shot was such perfectly timed on Kell Brook that you know what I mean. You can't blame him as well too much. It was just one of them.
Ahmed, be serious, right? That punch does not knock anybody at top level out. Come on, come on. That was a nothing punch to be knocked out by. I've never seen anyone knocked out with that kind of punch.
You know what I mean? I think you be trolling us a little bit with this current prophet. I think so, man. I think you be trolling us just a tad bit. Come on, man. This dude, man.
I've been
Go
quiet
ahead.
on it. He's been quiet on it. He's been, and then obviously he's fought Porter, and I've just come back and to tell you that, you know, I told you so.
But Ahmed, Sean Porter is a B plus fighter. Like every time he fought an A or an A plus fighter, he lost.
No, the question about Sean Porter was whether Crawford could stop him or not. That was the big question coming up from
Yeah, but
135.
Steven's saying
A
he
135
did
pounder.
stop him.
Of course, he stopped him.
No,
He
he's
was
saying his
being-
dad pulled the plug.
You know, come on, Stephen, man. You know what was coming. Onslaught after onslaught was coming there.
I
Steven,
don't know, man. I think you be trolling us, man, with this Bud Crawford talk, man. I do, man. I think you at home because we can't see your face. I think you smile and you giggle and you grin every time you say something about it. But you know and I know, man. You know that fight, man. You know Sean Porter, he was giving it to Terrence Crawford the whole fight, man. He pulled a rabbit, a rabbit, a bunny rabbit at that. Not even just a rabbit, just a bunny rabbit that was hopping. He put it out the hat and made it happen. And his
No,
daddy stopped the fight.
no. After admit, Crawford was not at his best. Obviously,
It,
at times Porter did, you know, give him some problems. But all in all, he knew Crawford. It was only a matter of time before Crawford turned it up. Like I said, he was in the
he
corner asking whether he was up or not in the fight. And when they
let's
told
put it
him
like this, I mean,
when they
let's
told
put it
him he
like this.
wasn't,
Let's
when
put it
they,
like this, I mean, he can't go in there. He can't go in there pissing off that fight. Like he can't fight the same fight with Jamel Charlo. Like he gonna clean his clock, dude. I'm telling you, man. That dude hit hard, man.
well,
Jamel
obviously
Charlo hits hard.
Crawford will have to be at his best against Jamel Charlo. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, man.
Moving up
Yeah.
to 154.
Yeah, man. Man, you know what, man? We gonna have to go and give we got to go and give Jamel. I mean, we don't talk about him a lot. But out of the two of them, Jamel versus Jamel a killer, man. Jamel is a killer, dude. He all the way different from his brother, dude.
yeah,
He gonna go
he's
in there, he gonna
fought
give it to
everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Stephen.
Yeah, man.
Stephen.
Yes, sir.
Go on, little Penny. Go on,
Mhm.
little Penny.
Yeah, in terms of that fight with you're saying before with Jamel and Crawford, I'm not as optimistic as Stephen. I'm slightly going to favor Jamel because of his size, but
Mhm.
Crawford at 154, I think he has a chance to beat Jamel because of his
Mhm.
skill. But I
Mhm.
think I think the size will be too much. I think Jamel, that guy's a lion, man. I don't know. I think that would be I slightly favor Jamel, like a 52-48 fight to me.
I just think, man. I mean, is he gonna be able to take that wear and tear that Jamel gonna put on Bud? Bud, he ain't built. He ain't built to take off. I mean, we seen him hurt over and over again. You know, saying Gamboa back in the day. And that's still one of my favorite fights of all time. But I'm like, that's when Gamboa, he really didn't have that much power. We seen him
Stephen,
shaky, man.
Yeah, Stephen. The worry for me is those guys at 154. They hit differently to the guys that hit him at 147. It's completely different. It's
Exactly.
like, I mean, Jamel, he rehydrates to what, about 168 or something? Man,
Yep.
probably more.
Yep. You're probably more.
Yeah, and Jamel, he'll bring it. He's similar to a bit like Sean Porter, but he's not out of control like Sean Porter. He's like, if you watch that fight against Harrison, the rematch, he picks his spots well. He's not all over the place like like Sean Porter, where Bud Crawford can counter him that easily. Jamel Charlo, he's got some smarts in the ring in there. So I think it will be a close fight. I'm not like saying with Steven, he's saying that he will knock out Bud Crawford. I don't know if that will be the case because I don't know if Bud will let him knock him out. Like Bud will probably box him. But I think eventually Jamel will get him, and I think Jamel will win in points in a very close fight.
I think I see a knockout, man. I see and you were right about what you were saying about, he appears at times. Jamel appears he appears to be wild and everything, but there's a lot of organized confusion going on in there, man. And he's that dude. He has one of the best trainers in the game, and so they know what they're doing. They have a good game plan, and if he can commit to his punches and just stay true to what he do, he gonna get Bud up out of there, man. He'll get him up out of there before Earl would.
Steven,
Yeah,
there's a question for you. Jose Mendez says, Steven, I want Steven's opinion. Who won, Jamel Charlo or Brian Castano?
Oh,
Who won?
You know what,
who won
man?
that first fight?
You know what? I might be inclined to say Castano. I think, to be honest with you, man, and to be fair about it, when you look at that fight, man, if you scored the draw, then I think that's you taking away from Castano, because Castano fought the better fight. He was the aggressor. He was just think about it, man. He was the aggressor in there with Jamel Charlo. He was the aggressor in there. So I think he scored more. I think what hurt Castano was I think Jamel knocked him down, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
That might have swayed it, that might have caused.
There was no knockdowns in that fight.
I don't think there was no knockdowns. No.
They hurt each other, right? Though.
Yeah.
I don't think. Did you think it was a draw?
I thought Castano won that fight. Yeah. Personally, close, but I thought Castano probably won it.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah.
What everybody else think on the panel?
What do you guys think? Who won?
Hey, let's hear some of the new guys, Sal and Nostalgic. I've never heard these guys before.
It was good.
What's good? Who do you think won? Castano or
I actually not mad with the draw, because I don't feel like anybody really won, in my opinion. I don't think any of the two fighters took the fight, in my opinion. I'm not mad with the draw, but if I had to pick a winner, I would say Castano.
Yeah, I'd have to agree there. I think Castano probably deserved.
Castano was more hurt though, like in the end of the fight. He was actually like a little wobbled. He could have.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with
should have
that.
stopped him.
Charlo's got power.
I mean, he has all this power, but I mean, he couldn't stop him, bro. He should at least got a knockdown. He definitely would have secured the fight if he had a knockdown in that round.
Yeah.
Good points, man. Good points.
Yours.
Good points.
Sal. You there? Sal.
Maybe he's on mute.
I don't know where he's at. I think that's my brother, I think. I'm not sure.
Right. Hey, Steven, you know that in the rematch, Jamel will not be surprised by anything that Brian Castano will bring to him, because I think he gave it to him all in the first fight. I think Jamel will figure him out, like he figured out, what's his name, Harrison. You know what I mean? I think the surprise is no longer there. So when they go for a rematch next year, I think Jamel will win that.
You know me. I gotta be honest with you, man, and I gotta give my honest, unbiased opinion. And here's my opinion with the Jamel Charlo thing, man. That second fight with him and Tony Harrison it was almost the same exact fight with Sean Porter and Bud Crawford. I think Jamel pulled a rabbit out of his hat. It was a close fight, but I had Tony Harrison winning that fight up until he knocked him out. That might be controversial. What I said might be a shocker.
Hey, Steven, speaking of Harrison and Jamel, that press conference that they had in the rematch press conference where they went at it, it reminds me of the Brook and Khan press conference. I don't know if you saw that, man. That was so entertaining. I've seen that like 3 times already. The Brook and Khan press conference. It was so entertaining. It's like I can't wait to see this fight next year. I think it's February.
Hey man,
February
listen,
19th.
man, listen, little Penny, man, listen, man. Tony Harrison is one of the greatest gifts that we ever had in boxing. That dude was, I
Yeah.
mean, the press conferences alone were
Yeah.
almost more entertaining than the fight.
Yeah.
He
You,
still lives rent free in
they
Carlos' head.
you say what?
I said, no, I was making a joke. I said he still lives rent free in Charlo's head.
Yeah,
Remember he was saying that
man. I
he was
mean,
saying that all to the
Tony
press
Harrison,
conference how he
man.
lives rent free.
Yeah, Tony Harrison was. I mean, he was phenomenal, man. With that, man. You know, it's just like, you know, sometimes when I'm all alone and I'm at the crib, I go on YouTube and I look at those press conferences, man, because they were so entertaining, man. They had genuine hate for each other, and you know, Jamel had that kind of temperament that, you know, he was just ready to. His eyes would have popped out of his skull if he would have went on, because he was that hot under the collar, man. That was good stuff, man.
Yeah, Stephen, that's like Kell
Go
Brook.
ahead.
Like whenever Khan says, you know, I fought, you know, this is a step down for me because I fought bigger and better fighters. You could see Kell Brook's eyes. It's like he was saying,
Right.
to Amir, I'm a step down from you. Like it's hilarious. It's so entertaining because there's a beef between that. I mean, the beef between those guys is even more than the beef between Harrison and Jamel. I mean, those were only like 2 years. These two, Khan and Brook, man, their beef has been more than like 5 years.
Yeah, man, almost a decade, man. If not more, if not a decade.
Oh,
They
correct.
genuinely don't like each other.
Yeah.
Guys, who's gonna win that fight? I genuinely don't know who's like. It's like, I know, Little Penny, you think Khan's gonna win.
Yes.
Why do you think Khan's gonna win? By the way, let everyone know why you
I just think that Amir has got a little bit more left in the tank. And I think Kell Brooks, his eye, that's gone, mate. That's gone. Like, so, you know, when you have eye injuries like that, usually you retire, right? And I just think Kell Brook, man, I just don't think his punch resistance is no longer there. And plus, he's overweight, man. Like, I know the catch weight is at 149, but if you look at that press conference, dude, you just like, you look like you weigh like 170. And Khan is probably already on weight. So, I don't know, man. I just think that he's just got a little bit more left in the tank. That's all.
What do you think, Ash, Steven? No, what do you guys think?
I'll let Ash go first.
Ash, what do you think?
How's it going, guys? You good, yeah?
All good, man. All good.
What's up,
I ain't
man?
heard from you for a while. What do you think, man? Amir Khan and Kell Brook's been made now. We were talking about this fight for years, Ash. And I know we spoke about it on the live stream a couple of times. It's been made now. What do you think?
I think good fight, man. Still a good fight. Obviously, the guys are older now, so it's, you know, a bit more interesting, like, because both guys don't have both guys have left. But I think Amir Khan will win because Kell Brooks, he's you can't fight at that weight. Kell Brooks should have moved up to like 154 like 4 or 5 years ago, that kind of thing. But every fight he has, you know, starts off 150. It doesn't matter who he's in with. He's going to be in trouble because if you look at the Crawford fight, he was 147 and just took, you know, not a hellacious punch, but like a decent punch, and just knocked his soul out of him, kind of thing. So that told me that his weight's not right. So I think Amir Khan still got the speed. Maybe the leg speed's not there, but still got hand speed. And I think Amir Khan maybe just edge him now because of the weight issue. The weight's a big thing, I think. But that's my opinion. Yeah.
What do you think, Steven?
You know what I think, man? I think I think if you were talking about,
where have you gone, Steven? Steve?
think he's gone. Oh, there you go. This video's on.
Yeah, but
Can
Steve?
you hear me?
Yeah, can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what happened, man.
I don't know myself.
That was strange, man. But
Yeah.
you know what I say, man? Here's what I say, man.
Yeah.
I think, man, if this would have happened 5 years ago, I would have picked Special K to win. Okay,
Mhm.
but he's been so battered and bruised, and he's so damaged, his durability ain't there no more. And I think that out of the two, I think Amir is a I think he's superior in boxing skill, not power, but boxing skill.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, Kell Brook can box too, but at this stage, what's gonna get you past to the finish line? I'm going with the boxer. I'm going with the boxer who's gonna outpoint him and outpoint a damaged good Special K. You know, and you know that's my pick.
I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna go the distance though. I don't think it can. Can Amir do 12 rounds? I don't think so. I think.
But Imran, I think Imran, the reason why I think it might be closer than I think is because when Kell Brook is training and he sees that Amir is on the other side, right? He might train better than before because it's his rival. You know what I mean? It's like you know when Hearns fought Leonard in their second fight, and everyone thought that Hearns was like done or whatever. But Leonard was saying, "Look, you can't say that because whenever he fights me, it's a different Tommy Hearns. It's like Tommy would train as if he was in his prime, so to speak." So that's something that we would definitely need to look at in terms of Brook, because he will train his ass off for this fight because the opponent is Amir Khan. It's not Triple G or whoever is like, you know what I mean? It's his rival. Like this is the fight that he wanted for so long.
Yeah.
So they both gonna go out there and let them nuts hang. You know,
that's what I mean. I think Steven's right in the sense that they're both gonna go at it, man. I think they're both gonna, like, literally they're gonna have to be, whoever loses, if one of them gets knocked out, I think they're literally gonna have to be carried out the ring. Like they're not gonna just like give in. They're gonna have to be. It's gonna have to be like they'll be giving more than what they normally like give. Man, I don't know. It's a hard one, man. It's hard.
Imran, I think Amir Khan's power is a little bit underrated. I think, you know, when people always talk about Amir Khan's knockouts, but I saw this fight like a week ago with Khan and Danny Garcia. Before Khan got knocked out, Khan was landing on Danny Garcia, and if you look at his face, Danny Garcia's face, his face looked like he wanted to quit. Like his face looked like a spaghetti before he got knocked out.
Yeah,
so
he was getting
that Khan is power.
That's a good point, Lil Penny. You know what? If you really want to be honest about it, that was the beginning of the end for Amir Khan.
Yeah.
Because he was never the same after he got flatlined by Danny Swift Garcia. But up until then, man, I thought Amir Khan was poised to take over the world of boxing, man.
Yeah,
that's how good that was.
I'd agree.
But Steven,
then you know what, Steven? You know, that came out the blue. He was battering Garcia in that fight. Literally, like I remember my dad, we were watching it together, and my dad said, "This guy surely can't take more." But you know what my dad said to me after the second round? He goes, "That Khan has battered this guy, right? And he's still fighting. He's still standing up. This guy's one tough SOB." And really, if you look at Garcia, he's never been hurt. Like, if you look at that fight, and for not just that fight, but after that, Garcia's never been down. He's never been hurt, never been wobbled, right? That guy's got one of the best chins in the game, because I'm telling you, Khan was putting a beating on this guy. I'm saying I've never seen Garcia been beaten up like that in 2 rounds. I've never seen him get battered like that.
Yeah, Imran, Amir's problem in that fight is when he got knocked down the first time, he got up too quickly. And he even blinked to his trainer.
But I also say this though, Little Penny. I think he had no respect for Garcia.
Yeah.
I think he thought Garcia was a bum basically, and he thought he could just go in there and beat him.
Because Garcia was unknown at the time.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing, and also his dad made some borderline comments as well. So Amir was kind of peed off, weren't he?
Yeah, I remember that. He was about the Pakistani culture.
Yeah. So I think I think they played a great strategic game. Don't you think, Stephen?
Yeah, I think so too, man. I think so. I think, but you know, man, I disagree a little bit because I think, man, I think it was a long shot. I think they tried to get in Amir's head. I don't think Amir was as rattled as you think he was. I think that Amir, I think he was exposed that night. That night it all came out. We say, oh, okay, I see what the deal is with Amir. You know, it's kind of like how I see, you know, some other fight. You know, this dude, he chinny. He ain't no chin. And ever since then,
that was the night where people realized, yeah, this guy's chin, man, is no good. Do you think that was the night?
But you're right about what you said about.
I don't think so. Right about Imran, I think the night that he got exposed was against British Prescott.
Yeah. No, but before then he was down. He was down there before. He hadn't been knocked out prior to
Prescott. He's only 18. How could he be exposed against Prescott? He was only 18.
He was, but I mean, Ash, people knew about Amir Khan's chin prior to that. You know, prior to Prescott.
Yeah,
you know, people in the British world, they knew about that he didn't have the greatest chin. But obviously they knew he had a lot of boxing ability, so that's why it got him through. You know, he obviously was really good, but people already knew about Amir Khan's chin long before Prescott. Okay. There was already a lot of talk, because in the amateurs he had been knocked down. He had been knocked down as a pro a couple of times prior to Prescott. So yeah, that night it became all apparent to the world basically. But people knew about it. Ash, what's your take, Ash?
No. What I was saying was basically, you can't. I hear what you're saying because when he was younger, and you know, with Willie Lemon,
Willie Lemon, Gomez, eh?
Yeah, and then this guy knocked him out, right?
Yeah.
But if you peel back, you know, and look at it properly, Amir Khan. If you look at any fighter like coming up, the public and the media, all they look for their downfall. And look at something that a fighter has. Every fighter has weaknesses. Amir Khan's weakness was that he was never had the best chin because they couldn't say nothing about his footwork because he had decent footwork. They couldn't say nothing about his speed because he had good speed. One thing they could say was, his IQ and his chin ain't the best. But if you look at his chin isn't the best, but it's not the worst. People take it out of proportion, saying, he's like you're gonna punch him once and he's gonna get knocked out. His chin ain't that bad. It's just that that's the prerogative the media have got around him just to bring him down. To say, you ain't got a chin, It's like saying to Mayweather, you're a boring fighter. But people that know boxing and know that Mayweather is not a boring fighter. But obviously the casuals will think he is because that's what the media make you think. So back to
Ash, I agree with you, Ash. I think Amir Khan could have easily become because if you're chinny, right? Like say Mayweather, then you can be like a counterpuncher where you become boring or you just pot shot everyone. Amir could have easily done that because he's got the speed to do it, but he didn't want to do that. He wanted to be an exciting fighter. So when you become that, you have to. There's risks to that. But the thing is, because he did that, I think his legacy will. This is the reason why his legacy is better than Kell Brook because Amir Khan took more risks than Brook. Even though Brook took some risks too, but at least Amir Khan, he didn't want to be a boring fighter. He wanted to be an exciting fighter. I think his legacy in the long term will say that.
What I'm trying to say before Steve come in, basically what I'm saying is Amir Khan, even Danny Garcia, you guys were talking. The point I was trying to make was that Danny Garcia was never on the caliber of Amir Khan. Amir Khan would have, like Imran was saying, was beating him up handily. What it was is, if you look at his career, he wasn't managed properly because if he was managed properly, he could have achieved much bigger things. But because he was fighting the wrong guy at the wrong time, and then he rushed to fight Canelo because he wanted a big fight and he wasn't getting the big fights, and then he rushed him for Canelo. he kind of killed the tail end of his career. Like now, if he didn't take the Canelo fight in hindsight, he would have been in better stead. His legs maybe could have been under him better, and could have a few more better performances. But that's if buts and maybes. But in regards to Danny Garcia, everyone in this chat kind of rates Danny Garcia by saying he's a good fighter. But I'll be honest, I've never rated Danny Garcia. Amir Khan was whooping his ass for joke easily. It's just that he got carried away and he got caught from his weakness, which was the chin. And obviously, he wasn't scared to fight guys with power, which is like Cal Brook. He didn't fight anyone. Amir Khan went there and fought guys with power and fought, who was his kryptonite, because guys like Maidana, guys like Garcia, guys like Prescott, all run for him because he's like a people's champion. He wants to, go out there and put a good show on. This is why he took them losses. So you just gotta give a bit of props to Amir Khan because he was a top fighter.
I want to ask you guys. Keith Thurman looks like he's going to be fighting Barrios. Steven, what do you make of that fight?
You know what? I really don't like that fight, man. Because I don't like what they're doing with Barrios, man. They kind of making Barrios be they're kind of making him a crash test dummy, like a gatekeeper, a crash test dummy / gatekeeper. Everybody know that Keith Thurman is gonna win that fight. I'm not enthusiastic about it. I think there's a lot of people that Keith Thurman need to come and see. He can fight Ugas for all I care. You know what I'm saying? That'll be a good matchup. But Barrios, man, Barrios got put down by a 135 pounder, man.
Yeah. But is that the reason why they're doing that? Because they want to put Javante in with Thurman.
Keith Thurman killed Javante, man.
Yeah, I know. I would say so. Is
yeah,
this a
man.
tough
I
fight
mean,
for
they
Thurman,
got
Barrios?
Nah. I mean, if Keith Thurman, if Jose Cito Lopez, I think he's a tougher fight. Gonna be a tougher fight for Thurman than Barrios.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sold on Barrios. Like Jose Cito was a true test.
Yeah.
He was a hard fight coming out, and he even hurt Keith Thurman, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, badly. He almost knocked him out.
Mm-hmm. So
close to stopping.
I don't see Barrios doing that.
What do you think of a tomorrow fight, Lomachenko? Steven, you had a few things to say about Lomachenko.
Yeah, that was you. You had a couple of things to say about him. Everybody know how I feel about it. Listen, man. Here's the thing, man.
With saying that you're not that sold on Lomachenko.
I'm not sold on Mike like you. I think he's a top quality fighter. But out of his division, I mean, he been beat twice, man. He been beat twice. So how are we gonna rate him the cream of the crop in his division when you got guys that's undefeated? I don't care who they fought, they undefeated. They undefeated guys.
Beaten twice. Loads of great fighters are beaten.
Who's a great fight that beat them?
Oh, I said loads of great fighters in the past have lost as well.
Yeah, but we talk about right now. We talking about.
All I want to say, Lomachenko is an amazing. He's lost a couple of fights, but he's gone and took some risks. He's gone in. I think this is my third fight fighting for the world championship. Second fight.
Okay, Lomachenko. The only risk he took was the risk that he lost when he got beat by Teofimo. That's the only risk. I think, man. I don't know what it is about him.
No, but Steven,
y'all enamored with this ballerina dancing. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is Lomachenko is a really small guy. If you go look at as far as I'm aware, I don't know if you agree, but the weight class he fights in, like a lot of them, he's not the biggest guy. So when you're saying that, he's not that great, because he's lost twice. He's took risks that fighters take risks when they've had 30 plus fights. He's took them in the first few fights to show how great he is.
But Ash,
I'm not.
I
Go
think
ahead.
if Lomachenko was great, or as great as we perceive him to be, I thought that he should have beaten Tio, but he didn't. Now he may have a shoulder injury. Okay, fine. But if he didn't, right?
Yeah, but you can't say that, man.
Great fighter, he should have.
So what? Manny Pacquiao was not great.
Sorry.
Is Manny Pacquiao not great then? Because he's lost 8 times, or maybe
No.
9.
Yeah, but the thing is, Pacquiao, he fought like guys that are way, way bigger than him. Pacquiao is probably the same size as Lomachenko, 135.
Okay. I'm just gonna say this, little penny.
Yep.
You're maybe not on the same level as a Cotto or someone like that, but you're gonna fight the guys in your division. Luke Campbell is much bigger than him. Linares is much bigger than him. Who else has he fought? I can go to his list. There's a couple other guys that are physically bigger than him, but he still fought them.
Yeah, Ash, I rate Lomachenko, but I think that if he was in the same category as say Pacquiao, I think he should have beaten Tio, but he didn't.
Yeah, but that's what you
Yeah,
what
he
you gotta
did,
remember.
man. And that,
Go on, Stephen.
well, I was just gonna say, man, real quick, man. The fact of the matter is he didn't, man. He didn't beat Teofimo, and that was gonna be now if he would have went in there and if he would have put hands on Teofimo, then I would have said, you know what, this guy with one loss to Salido, I say, this dude's the real deal. He with the business. But the fact of the matter is that he froze and he just didn't show. He don't have the same type of greatness that Manny Pacquiao has. Manny Pacquiao, he rose through each division, and gave out ass whooping.
No, the
You know
point
what I
I'm saying
mean?
is the reason I compared Manny Pacquiao and Lomachenko is because they're similar, small guys going up weight classes and fighting bigger guys. That's the reason I compared them, and also that Manny Pacquiao lost as well. And you saying that he's lost twice, but losing it doesn't matter if he's lost twice. The point of the matter is he's jumped into the swimming pool and started at the deep end when most of these guys are even, for example, Jamal Charlo that you're saying is unified. He's having rematches with guys that Lomachenko is not getting the opportunity to have a rematch. So, for example, if Teofimo rematched him, which you didn't want anything of it, what happens if Lomachenko beat him and beat him easily? Then would your perspective change?
Yeah, Ash, for me, I rate Loma highly, right? But I don't rate him in the same category as say like you said, like Bud Crawford, for example, because the fights that the fight I'm microscoping is the fight with Tio. I think he should have won that fight. In fact, he was about to that second half of the fight. He practically nearly dominated that fight in the second half. But the fact that in the first half he was so gun shy, I can't put him in that category because a great fighter would have dominated Tio, like what Kambosos did.
Yeah, but Kambosos got into his head, innit? That's not Lomachenko's game. Kambosos played the mind games and said, this and then got Tio's head, and Tio came out trying to go guns blazing, and anything can happen in a fight. The point I'm making is Lomachenko, his level of boxing skills in that division, there's no one matching him. You guys are saying he's not great, but yes, he maybe not be great at this time now. But remember this: a lot of great fighters they've lost and had rematches and won, and then been called great later on near the end of their career. Lomachenko has not had the opportunity. Salido didn't want a rematch, as far as I'm aware, and nor did this Teofimo. So if you're gonna say, Manny Pacquiao was great, yeah, but Manny Pacquiao had a lot of rematches as well, where he with Tim Bradley. I know he would close fights and here and there, but he still had, end of the day, there were losses on his record, and then he went back and fought and maybe won a few. So if you're gonna put him in the category of saying that he hasn't, for example, he should have beat Teofimo.
Ash, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm gonna say, Ash. I'm not saying that
It's like saying Leonard
I don't.
Lewis should have beat Hassan Rahman because otherwise he's not a great fighter. But that's not true because Leonard Lewis is a great fighter.
Well,
But
this is what I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna say.
we gotta wait until
I'm not.
the
I'm not saying that I don't think he's a great fighter, that he's a good fighter. I'm just responding to Imran. That video you made yesterday was preposterous. You said you made it seem like he's the greatest of all time, and I'm just saying there's some mental things going on with Loma that prevents him from really excelling and reaching his optimal capabilities. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't have struggled like that with Teofimo if he's as great as y'all saying he's great.
yeah, but then
He is.
you can't say that. Go
I
on.
say this,
Go on,
Stephen.
Imran.
I say he's the best lightweight in the world right now. I think he beats every single lightweight.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say after that is
You don't think
what
so, Stephen? Don't you think so?
No, hell no. No.
Who beats it? Okay, who beats him?
No.
Who beats him?
You got killers out there like you got killers out there like Tank. You got killers out there like if Shakur Stevenson moves up to 135, it's gonna be hell to pay for everybody. Everybody. You know, he got beat. We already seen what happened when he was matched with Teofimo. So he's not the best in best lightweight. I don't think
Steven,
so, man.
Steven, everyone has an off night, if you know what I mean. Madonna gave Mayweather a run for his money. Yeah, bear in mind Mayweather was near the end of his career, but it doesn't matter because Mayweather's so great. But and he gave him such a tough fight, and you had to give him a rematch. Does that make it that does that mean that Mayweather's not great because he should have beat Madonna easily?
Okay, so let me respond to Eric Lorenzo. I know
Go on.
Shakur Stevenson don't fight in the lightweight. I said if he moves up. And let me respond to Eric Tellers. He said, what did Eric say to me? He said, "Tank ain't beat no Loma, get out of here." Come on, man. You still ain't a believer that you seen Tank knock out everybody he done been in there with the exception of Isaac Cruz. Come on, man. Y'all man, listen. I like Lomachenko. I like him. But I don't think he's as great as y'all saying. I don't think
Steve,
he's the greatest lightweight in the world. No.
put it,
He
put it
can't
this
be. He
way.
got too loud.
Put it this way. Back to what you're saying. He can't be because there are two losses. You go back to the losses. What you got to remember is, your man. I like Tank Davis. He's a tremendous fighter. But what you got to remember is he's been brought along nice and slowly. We'll pick this guy. We'll pick this guy. Okay, yeah, we go up here and we pick this guy. You can beat him. But Lomachenko is not that type of fighter. Lomachenko came in his second fight, went for straight for the world title. He came to play games and I'll pick this guy, and then I'll slowly get to this title. He ain't about that like your Davises and your Devin Haney's who just want to get the title. Yeah, they're good fighters, but like I said, every fighter has a weakness. Devin Haney's got no power. So I don't know how you think he's if you think he's better than Lomachenko. So we're talking Tank now. Tank had opportunity to fight Lomachenko before he lost. No one was calling him, man. No one wants to fight him. But all of a sudden now, just Lomachenko lost one fight to Teofimo, had an off night, and now everyone's saying, "Oh, he's not pound for pound. He's not great. He's not good. He's average." But your mans that you're talking about, who has they beat? Who has Tank Davis beat that's so good that you can say Leo Santa Cruz was a little guy he knocked out, right? He come up two weight classes. Besides that, I can't think of a name on his record. Who else has he fought? Try tell me because I can't think. Besides the guy that's two weights below him and he knocked him out and he thinks it's a big thing. Look, he's a good fighter, but Lomachenko, skills, IQ, and stuff like that. You can't compare, Steve.
Yeah. You make some good points, man. You make some good points. I can't even front on that. I'm just saying, man, when you got guys in your division that are
Yeah,
undefeated, and you sitting there with two losses, not that a loss defines you, because I'm a firm believer that a loss makes you makes you makes you tested. It makes
put it this
you
way.
it certifies you.
Put it
but
this way, Stephen.
not this case.
You
Go
watch
ahead.
boxing, right? You know quite a lot about boxing. I'm sure everyone else in the chat does as well. Do you really think
Mhm.
anyone out there will go into a fight with a guy like Salido, his second fight, world championship, world champion, and you name me a guy that's done that? So this is why I'm saying he's a great fighter, because there's no one in history who's done that. He's become 3-weight champion in a handful of fights. I can't remember how much they are. End of the day, you tell me a guy who's done it. Let's talk facts. If you want to talk the fact, within 16 fights, he's a 3-weight champion. Tank Davies hasn't done that. No
But
lightweights done that.
Ash, I
We'll
think
put- Go ahead.
for Loma to be a great lightweight, he has to beat the great lightweights like Haney and Tank Davis and
He
Teofimo
will beat them.
Lopez. He has to beat those guys.
But remember this, little Penny, these guys are waiting for him to get older and older, because he's 30 odd already. He came into the game quite late. He's in his mid 30s, I believe. So, you know what I mean? If they go and beat him like 3 years down the line, because these guys are little pups, that's why they don't want to fight him. So if they go down 3-4 years and he's still around, they beat him, that doesn't make no difference. That doesn't make them better fighters than him, because that's when he's at the end of his career. At 37, 35, you're fighting a guy that's been, you want to fight Loma, you fight him now. You fight the
Yeah,
guy.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's what Tank Davis is hoping, but like in 5 years' time.
What Imran's
like
trying to go on, I wasn't clear for Imran in a way. But maybe Imran's trying to say he's the best lightweight, because right now no lightweight beats him, unless Stephen or Little Penny can say this guy beats him. Forget everything, put everything to the side. Which lightweight beats him now? If you put any you're saying he's not the best lightweight. Which lightweight that comes in there beats Lomachenko? And you can
Stephen thinks
confidently say
that
with your
Tank
chest,
Davis beats him.
with your chest, Steve, you're saying, yeah, you can get Dan Davies beats him, yeah? Right now. If they made the fight for summer, Tank Davies beats him hands down, yeah? Stephen there?
Steve?
Yeah, I'm here, man. Sorry about that.
Yeah, do you think
I'm sorry about that.
do you think Tank Davis beats Loma right now?
Yeah, I think y'all know that.
So
Yeah.
which
What you
lightweights do you
think?
think beat Lomachenko?
Ask Stephen
Right now,
basically give him a reason why. We've told him why Lomachenko's, well, in our opinion, why Lomachenko is a great fighter, like right now. Why is Tank Davis the guy who beats him then?
because Tank Davis because he got skills to pay the bills, plus he got the power. I think his power and his skills are gonna offset him. Even though Lomachenko is a little bit unorthodox, he struggles with stronger fighters. We seen that. If you
Put
go
it
in
this
there
way,
and
the guy that
Tank got a good chin.
Isaac Cruz, right? You know what Lomachenko would have done to him? Would have made him quit in 6 rounds. Would have made him keep running around like a little bull. And your man there outboxed him, and just about, just about outboxed the guy. And people are saying, it was a 50-50. So if you're talking about skills, he ain't got much of them, because he couldn't keep a guy that was coming straight at him off him. You think that guy would have gave Lomachenko any problem? I don't think so. So skills-wise, I don't think you can match him up to Lomachenko. Power, yes, I agree. Power, he's got power, but he hasn't knocked out no lightweight. That guy with the guys is knocked out small guys, isn't it? Unless Barrios a lightweight. Maybe he's the only guy knocked out lightweight, Barrios. But even then, on that front, he's not showing, so much power, like one punch knockout power. Yeah, he knocked out Santa Cruz. That was a little guy. Other than that, he breaks guys down. He doesn't knock guys out like that. That his size.
You know what, man? You know what, Ash, man? I don't think a lot of people give Tank credit for being a good boxer, having a lot of skills. I'm gonna ask you, and I'm gonna ask Imran. I'm gonna ask Lil Penny. I'm gonna ask all three of y'all. Do you or do you not think Tank is a skilled boxer?
Yeah, he is.
Go on, man.
Yeah, he is. He is a good skilled boxer. He is. But the thing is that the problem is he can't beat Loma at his game. He can't outbox Loma. So yeah, he is a good boxer. And for me, the only way he beats Lomachenko is by trying to knock him out. But Lomachenko's got a pretty good chin as well. So, and he's not that easy to hit. It's not that easy to hit him flush. You know, he's a very intelligent, very smart, very crafty fighter. So yeah, Tank Davis is a good boxer. I think his boxing skills are underrated. But the thing is, I don't think he can outbox Loma. So I'm not sure. Yeah. Can he set up that shot to land on Loma? But I don't know, because Loma's never really shown a bad chin. So I don't know. It's a tough one.
What do
Good
you
fight.
think, Penny?
I like Tank because he's an exciting fighter. So I like exciting fighters, you know. But I think for me, Tank is not fully tested yet. I think he hasn't fought anyone at his size at the elite level. Like he hasn't fought Haney, he hasn't fought Loma, he hasn't fought Tio, he hasn't fought Cambosis. You know, all of these guys that he's fought against are all cherry picked fighters. But I do like him. I think that fight with Loma and Tank Davis, I think that will be a very interesting fight. Yeah, I agree with Imran. I don't think he should try and outbox Loma because Loma's got great footwork. I think he should fight him like what Tio did, just overwhelm him with power. Because whenever you overwhelm Loma with power, like what Tio did, he gets flustered a little bit because he knows that his size is not 135. He's really a super featherweight or a featherweight fighter. That's why when Tio hit him, it hurt him a little bit because at that weight class, you know, those guys, they punch hard. They're not featherweights, and I reckon Tank's probably got a little. I reckon he's got better power than Tio. I think. So I think that would be an interesting fight. But I think like now that Loma has fought Tio and he knows that sort of a strategy, I don't like when if he fights Tank. I think Loma will fight it safe. Like he'll try and just outbox him, run around and use his footwork and just try and win points. Because if he gets close to
Hey,
Tank,
Imran.
Yeah.
Imran. I seen where somebody called me a moron in here, man. Somebody named Van. I want Van to tell me why I'm a moron. Why say such hurtful things?
Who? 1 minute, 1 second. Who?
So some dude named Van, VAN, and he got a like a little.
Can't be having that. Calling Steve a moron. Steve's not a moron. Come on, lads.
Steve, this Van, come on, man. What's with all the morons?
Steve, what I was gonna say to you was, yeah, you know, Davis.
Steve, don't worry about that. That's out of respect, dude. Don't worry about that.
Saying he's a bad boxer, but he's the weakest
He's
one.
a moron. What's that? What does that word mean? Is that moron? Is that what's that?
No,
In America, in America, he means you know, it's like a moron,
An idiot,
like a dunce, like a dunce cap.
Okay, I didn't know.
Is it like an idiot?
Yeah.
Yeah, like an idiot.
Right. Why, Van? Why are you saying that about Steven? What did he say? He didn't say anything. Tank needs to go. I don't know, man. I don't know. What did you say, Steven, that upset him?
I don't know, man. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know what you said. I don't know. You didn't say anything, to be honest. Yo, Sleep is trolling you, Steven. He's like, Steven got his feelings hurt. No, man.
I love it.
You know what it is? You know when you know what, like I you know, people have said a lot of things about me, and I'm quite, to be honest, I don't really care anymore. But actually sometimes, you know what, certain comments, they get under your skin, you know what I mean? You're like, I didn't even say anything, and you've criticized me.
Yeah,
it's funny, man. It's funny. You know what it is? A lot of people are so emotionally attached to their favorite fighter. As soon as you say anything against their favorite fighter, that's it. They're off.
Yeah, man.
It's just boxing,
right,
man. It's just boxing.
Man.
It's just giving your opinions about boxing, man. We shouldn't take it so personal.
Don't get upset.
You know what I mean?
Hey, Imran, have you guys talked about the Conor Benn versus Chris Algieri?
Crap! Yeah, I haven't spoke about it. Thanks for reminding me, Little Penny. Yeah, Conor Ben v Chris Algieri tomorrow. That's a good
Oh,
fight,
that's
man.
gonna be a good one, man. That's gonna be a good
Hey
fight,
guys,
man.
I went to Wikipedia, right, and I saw and just put Chris Algieri's name. Dude, that guy has fought the who's of who in boxing. He's lost
Yeah,
them,
man.
but he's lost them all, with the exception to Ruslan Provodnikov. But man, he's fought a lot of great guys.
Errol Spence,
And you know
Manny
what, man?
Pacquiao. There's only 3 losses. You know who he's lost to, Stephen?
Manny Pacquiao, Earl Spence, and who else?
Amir Khan.
Amir Khan.
Amir Khan. Yeah, them the 3 killers right there. 3 killers.
And he beat a killer in Ruslan Provodnikov.
That was a war.
Man, you say that. I was just gonna say, man, when Sergio, I thought there was no way in hell that he was gonna beat Provodnikov. But when he did that, man, I said, who is this guy? Who is this guy, Sergio? Man, it's gonna be a good fight tomorrow, man. But I got
Provodnikov, he was robbed against Bradley, you know.
Oh, hold
He
on.
was,
Yes.
Chris
Yes.
Algieri dropped out.
No? He's
Who's
fighting.
Sergio then?
Sergio.
That's what Steven's saying, Sergio.
Yeah.
Who's
No,
Sergio?
Sergio.
No, I'm saying you talking about tomorrow? I got Conor Ben winning tomorrow. Is that what you saying?
Yeah,
Oh no, I don't know. I don't know what was. I said something. I don't know.
I thought, isn't, unless I'm mistaken, isn't Chris Algieri fighting Conor Ben?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who? When Steven was saying something about Sergio, and that's all. Who's Sergio?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm talking about. I'm sorry about that. I was talking about. I was mistaken Sergio Martinez for Chris Algieri because they
Okay.
both commentate. My mind is messed up,
Yeah,
man.
Chris Algieri, man.
But Imran,
Ben got me off my name.
Imran, you put up a great point. Like when Provodnikov fought Tim Bradley, I thought Provodnikov won that fight. I think he got robbed.
Yeah, he was robbed, man. He was robbed.
Chris
Dazzy,
Algieri
I
put
just
up.
want to address this point. Stop trying to make women's boxing happen. It's trash. Dazzy, come on, man. You're better than that.
Oh man,
You're better than that, man. You're better than
I
that.
love. I love.
women's boxing because they bring it, man. Like, and
I
it's
love
Yeah.
I love
Don't disrespect women like that. That's
Is it Katie Taylor, man?
yeah, man. Like
He's
Katie
amazing,
Taylor,
man.
Amanda Serrano, Clarissa Shields. You know, them
She's my
girls
favorite.
deserve respect, man. Back in the day, you had Ann Wolf, you had Layla Ali. You know,
And-
you had
and
some
who-
great
who's
women
that-
fighters.
I'll be
who's
honest
that
with you.
Christy
middleweight-
Martin.
Hey,
Who's that middleweight fighter from Britain who fights like Margarito and she's supposed to fight Clarissa Shields
oh,
next year?
Savannah Marshall.
Yeah, Savannah Marshall. Man, that girl can fight, man.
Yeah, she's strong, mate. She punches like an absolute beast. Like that's a hard fight for Clarissa, man.
But Clarissa might try and outbox her because
Yeah,
he's
she
like,
will. She'll have to. I don't think she could try because she's strong, and she's beaten Clarissa in that as an amateur. You know.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know
Savannah
that either,
Marshall
actually.
beat Clarissa as an amateur.
Wow.
You know, the thing about Clarissa that makes me upset is she's always saying something stupid. Like she
Go out,
said she
go
could
out.
beat
On social
Yeah.
media.
Let's do it. Go out.
Yeah. I mean she's talking about she can beat Keith Thurman and why you gotta why you got
She says no. She says she'll beat Jake Paul.
Nah.
oh man, she definitely beat Jake Paul.
Yo,
Paul's
Jake
flat
Paul's doing his thing though. Jake Paul's doing his thing.
On the
He's
real
fighting
he
Woodley.
man.
Is he even fighting Woodley this weekend?
I
No,
think
next
so
week.
because Woodley is it this weekend or next weekend?
Didn't
Yeah,
he?
next week.
Didn't-
Next week.
He lost to Woodley. It's a rematch, isn't it?
Yeah, but he was gonna fight Tommy Fury, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Mm.
I wish Woodley beats him up, man.
I hope.
I mean,
Go on,
speaking
Leo.
of women's boxing, I want to see that Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor fight at 135, because if Amanda wins that fight, she'll have 8 titles in 8 different weight classes like Manny Pacquiao. But if Katie Taylor wins that fight, she'll now have two significant wins at 135: Delphine Persoon and Amanda Serrano. which
She
will
le-
make her probably the greatest lightweight in women's boxing.
that's a great fight. That first fight she had with that woman, that Balsoon. I think she lost
Yeah.
that fight. She lost that fight, to be fair, but they gave it a draw.
No,
Did she win it?
Ash, I had her winning. And if you watch that
I
fight at
think she lost.
Madison Square Garden, the whole
I think
crowd was like yelling out
yeah.
her name, like they're saying,
No, but
"Katie."
she got really tired in that fight, and I think she lost that near the end. That woman finished the fight better.
Delphine Person. Yeah,
Yeah,
she brought it.
that was a bad. But Steven, you watched that fight, Steven?
No, I didn't watch it, man.
Wow,
I'm gonna
man,
be
you need
honest
to
with
watch
you. I
that
didn't watch
fight, man.
It's good, man. Steven, you should
I,
watch it. It's really
I'll
good.
check it out.
It's really good. It's
Check
so
that out.
entertaining. Like, and that's what I love about women's boxing. There's hardly any women's boxer who's like a Mayweather where they're pot shot and run around the ring. They all bring it. You know what I mean? Have you noticed that, Ash?
Right.
Yeah, you know
Right.
they want to get on they want the eyes to be on the women as well. So if they come out there trying to be all Mayweather, then no one's gonna want to watch them, are they? A lot of people are. It's a hard watch for them as it is. They don't want to see women like, oh, we don't want to watch women. Like someone commented in there, like saying something about women boxing, but if they come out and fight like Katie Taylor, mate, I would love watch women boxing. She's my favorite woman fighter. She's
Yes, same here, Ash. I love watching Katie Taylor. Because
Mhm.
sometimes when I watch women's boxing, like they don't have any footwork. Like all they do is just try and bash each other, right? And try and beat each other to the punch. But Katie Taylor, she actually has some skill. Like she has footwork. She uses like
she shows like
feints.
punches and bunches. You know what I mean? She shows a lot of punches.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Imran, what do you think of that guy? He left Robert Garcia's gym. He's gone to Canelo's gym. That young welterweight.
Virgil.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
Yeah, he's a good fighter, man. I like Virgil Ortiz, a very good fighter. But again, I want to see him now step up and fight your top fighters now, man. It's time to take the stabilizers off.
If boxing was run like UFC and no one cared about losses, I would love to see him fight Jaron Ellis right now. If this was UFC, they would be fighting.
Yeah, I agree, Ash. Because if they fight now, I think they're in their early 20s.
Yeah, both
they can
at the
also
same level.
rematch in their mid-20s and then have a trilogy in their late 20s. That way, all of those three fights are all in their prime. Kind of like when Pacquiao fought those Mexican guys. They were all in their prime, so to speak. And that's what we want to see. We don't want to watch those Enos versus Virgil Ortiz when they're in their 30s. Like, why?
Yeah, you right, man. I feel the same way, man. But I was gonna just say to who was this that said this? It was, hold on, let me see. It was, well, somebody said that the Virgil Ortiz is their favorite fighter. And you know what? I was gonna say, man, I was just gonna say this real quick. I think it was a brilliant move. Virgil Ortiz leaving the Garcia training camp to go train with Eddie Reynoso. I think Eddie Reynoso is going to take them to the next level, and I look for him to be a world champ real soon under Eddie Reynoso. What y'all think?
Yeah. I think the welterweight division's stacked though, eh?
But Steven, the Reynosos have too many fighters in their stable now. Kind of like when what's his name? When Freddie Roach had too many as well back in the late 2000, early 2010s. That's why Amir Khan left, because he didn't like Freddie Roach had too many fighters, kind of like what the Reynosos have now. So man, they got so many fighters under there. And I'm not even talking about the ones that they're bringing up. I'm just talking about the great fighters. That's my worry, anyways.
Well, see, man, I feel the same way about the Garcia boxing camp. I think they got way too many fighters, and that's why he left. Reportedly, is he left because he wasn't getting enough attention.
Yeah, who does the Garcias have?
The Garcias, they got a bunch of fighters, man. A bunch of from Mikey, Frank Sanchez,
Steven, you can't count out Mikey. Mikey fights like once every 2 years.
Yeah, he does. And Mikey, man, Mikey is really Mikey done pissed me off because Mikey. It seemed like Mikey don't care no more. It seems like Mikey became more of a businessman than a fighter. And and he has that right because I love Mikey, but Mikey, he ain't been looking too good here lately, man. He been coming in out of shape. Just compare him to Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz, his work ethic is second to none, man. He looked shredded and chiseled. He looked the part.
Hey, Stephen, I
So,
hear the reason, Stephen, the reason why Mikey doesn't care about boxing anymore, I hear that he's invested very well, and the investments that he's made, I think it's mainly in property. It's done really well. So that's what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's the reason, or one of the reasons why he doesn't care about boxing anymore, because he already has next generation wealth.
Mikey was always sharp, man. Mikey was always, he was all, you could tell, and I don't say this to disparage any fighters, but you could tell Mikey is one he's contemplative on his tension and being a businessman. You could tell whenever he talks. So that doesn't strike me. That doesn't surprise me that Mikey's already he's already made his wealth in other avenues aside from boxing.
Even see what Campos Vasquez says. Mikey's wife is a real estate master. Man, real estate. Being in the financial sector myself, man, if you got money, if you got like real money, like in the millions, property is definitely the investment to go to, because it doesn't have the fluctuations like shares. Usually real estate just goes up and up and up and up and up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Sleeper said that Eddie Reynoso has Frank Sanchez. So you might be right. He got a lot of top fighters that all need attention.
Yeah.
Eddie Reynoso obviously is a very, very busy guy. How's he gonna fit his training schedules around? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, 'cause when you got Canelo, right, you're always gonna play second fiddle to Canelo,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But what you got to remember is that team there of father, son, and whoever else, that's been there for years, and that's like a setup. So even if Eddie's not there, his dad can do the same job, and then the third man could do the exact same job, and there won't be no difference. So if you get what I mean, like if you go to other gyms where you got, let's go turn Crawford's gym now. You got Bomac. Bomac's not there. Then I don't think you got the same kind of training happening in the Bomac needs to be there. So like you don't see Terence Crawford having a fight and Bomac's not there, or he's in a catch up. He's always in there making sure Bomac's the main man in there, and then everyone else, is around him. So in regards to this, in Canelo's camp, them guys, Eddie and also his dad, and Canelo's like a trainer in his own words because he's been with them since he's 15, so he knows every single thing that how they work. And
hey, Campos Vasquez. Sorry about the Ash, but Campos Vasquez said that Eddie Reynoso should drop Ryan Garcia. Do you agree with that, Ash? I think he should.
Now you know what? I don't rate Ryan Garcia. I've not seen too much of him, and nor do I. What I have seen, I don't really rate him. But he's in there, and he's not one of his top guys. He's not a guy that Eddie needs to be with him 24/7, and like Canelo. It's not that thing. He's there in the background learning, and paying his little way when he gets to fight. Eddie's making money, so don't make a difference. It's not like Ryan Garcia's in camp to camp, and it's taking so much time, and Eddie also needs to make it priority. He's just a guy that's there training, and if he comes a fight, he'll come up and he's learning. You with me?
Hey guys,
what you think? What you think, Lil Penny?
About Ryan Garcia?
Uh-huh.
I hear the reason why Ryan Garcia is not fighting, this is what I've heard on the grapevines, is that he's asking De La Hoya to pay him money that, like, say if he fights a nobody, Ryan wants big money because of his popularity, and Oscar De La Hoya is saying, "Nah, you can't, man. If you want a big payday, you have to fight somebody." and that's the reason why he keeps canceling these fights, because he's not happy with the contract. And if he keeps on doing that, once you've signed I think, didn't he sign a 5-year contract with Golden Boy? Like, dude, I mean, like these Instagram followers, man, they don't. I know he's got those Gatorade. He's got the Gatorade sponsorship, but man, you gotta get in the ring in there, man. And because he's not a superstar, man, you're gonna have to accept the money that Golden Boy is offering you. And then you move, and then the next fight you keep getting better, and you fight better opponents. Then that's when you get the big money. Like you can't be demanding money as if you're like a superstar, because he might be a superstar outside of boxing, but he's not a superstar in the ring.
Yeah, I agree. What you think, Imran?
To be honest with you, I think Ryan Garcia needs to get back fighting, man. He's not fighting enough. He's he's inactive. I don't know what's going on with this guy's career. I just want to see Ryan Garcia fight. Ryan Garcia's off the pace right now, man. I don't know what's happened to him. But he's just like, I don't know, maybe Floyd's right that Tank, gets his fame and followers from kicking ass, and Ryan Garcia gets his fame and fortune from YouTube, That's what it seems like at the minute, because Ryan, to be honest with you, I don't know. He's just, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I think Imran, the other solution is for Ryan Garcia to buy out his contract with Golden Boy, like pay Golden Boy $1 million or something.
But are they the problem, or is he the problem? Because Golden Boy have no problem making the fights.
Yeah, but he's not happy with the money that Golden Boy is paying him, because he thinks that he deserves more.
Yeah, but the thing is, but here's the problem. If you've got 10 million social media followers, right, that doesn't mean you're a big ticket seller. It just means you're popular on social media. So does that social media that Ryan Garcia have translate to money? Does that translate into tickets? Does that translate into pay-per-views? That's what you got to realize. Does it? I don't think it does. Personally,
I don't think it does either, man. I think that dude. I think he worse than Demetrius Andrade. You ask me, he's worse than Andrade. He just wasting his career away, man. You got to get in there and fight, man. Fight somebody.
Yeah, he's had some issues. I don't know.
I'm about to go give me a hamburger, guys. I'm hungry.
Yeah, man. Hey, Imran, can I just ask one last question?
Yeah.
Is it true that AJ is asking for $40 million step-aside fee from Fury so that Fury can fight Usyk? Is that correct? Am I reading
I'm not
that right?
sure. No, that's not true.
Okay.
That's what Eddie Hearn said anyway. He said that's not true.
Man, $40 million, that's a lot of money for a step-aside.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, so Burning Desire asks, let me ask you a prediction for Conor Benn, Chris Algieri before we go.
I got Conor Benn by brutal knockout.
Oh, is it? Steven?
I got Conor Benn, man. I love Chris Algieri. It's gonna be tough for me to see it, but that Conor Benn, he's a whole nother beast, man. He's a killer, man. I think he trying to make a name for himself, man. And I think, man, you be on the lookout for a stoppage tomorrow. Conor Benn gonna go in there and try to stop it. He already told Chris Algieri. He told Chris Algieri to his face. He said, all that running that Adrian Granados did, you ain't doing that tomorrow. You fight them tomorrow. But Chris he's a beast in his own. So it's gonna be interesting. But I got Conor Benn. What do you say?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good fight. I think it's going to be a lot closer than what people think. I wouldn't even be shocked if there is an upset. I won't be shocked if Conor Benn loses, just because I think Chris Algieri is a good boxer and I think he could outbox him. But I'd probably have to favor Conor Benn on points, if I'm honest. I think Conor Benn wins on points. That's just my personal opinion. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. It's a good fight. I mean, definitely a good fight. But yeah, I want to thank everyone for coming on. Thank everybody for coming on. Everyone in the chat: Stephen, Ahmed, Ash, Little Penny, Rare Breed. All of you guys, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Hey,
Appreciate
man,
it,
before
Little
y'all
Penny
go,
and,
man,
and Stephen. We're gonna do one
before
tomorrow
y'all
as well,
go,
hopefully.
cool. Before y'all go, man, what y'all gonna eat tonight?
I'm gonna go sleep now, man. It's 12:30 here.
Oh, my bad.
So 12:30 here in the UK. So yeah, I'm probably not gonna eat now. I'm probably gonna get up in the morning then eat. What about you, Little Penny?
I'm gonna have lunch now.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know what I'll get. I don't know.
Crazy. It's midnight
Maybe I'll
here in the UK. It's about 7 o'clock there in the States, Stephen.
Yeah, 6:30 here.
Yeah, so bloody hell, we're all at different times of the day.
Oh man.
And
Well,
Imran,
I get it without him.
I was just about to say thanks to Imran for letting us have a voice.
No, it's good, man. It's good. I like listening to you guys. I like having that debate. It's just great talking about boxing.
Actually, Stephen,
Yep.
Hey, Stephen, you should watch that Amir Khan documentary. I think I put the link. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's his journey when he fought. I can't remember. It was his journey to fight Canelo, and it's a really good documentary, man. Oh my god! Like, when I saw that, it reminded me of one of those Pacquiao documentaries. It's really good. I think I put it on one of Imran's videos. It's really good.
Yeah. Send me the link again, man. I'm still watching that Jalen Rose podcast. So yeah, send it to me and
No,
I'm gonna check it out, man.
Now, Stephen, this one's even better because it's an actual production. It's I think it was done by BBC, Imran, if I'm not mistaken. It's really good.
I think so. Yeah. It was.
Cool.
I'll
Send it. Put it in one of the links one of the videos, man, and I'm gonna check it out.
I'll reply to one of your comments so that you can see it. It's really good.
Cool. All right then, my man.
Take care, man. I'll see you tomorrow, guys.
See ya.
Okay,
See you,
cool.
man. See you, Stephen.
Y'all be